Okay, we'll just double check if we're live. And we are live. Yes, we are live. Great. Okay, that's cool. So, welcome to, I think this is episode 9, I think, of this year. So, hi, Ulrich and Wolftooth and CB and anybody else that's actually joined us. Got a lot to cover today. There's an awful lot coming out, basically, this week. Again, it's been a big month, actually, February. It's been massive. More stuff coming in March as well. I think February, though, has been just absolutely incredible. There's already this year, there's been so many great games released. And as I say, more coming this week. With the big one being, I guess, Age of Wonders 4 Primal Fury coming out in exactly 22 hours from now. Hi, Silbercal, how you going? So 22 hours, so you've got one sleep left. Now, the one thing we don't know is the price. What is the price going to be? Who knows? We just don't know. It's sort of weird. Like it's weird that they haven't got the price up yet. It's one of these things where the content is so much good content in this one. It doesn't. I can't see them releasing it for the same price as they did with Dragon Dawn. There seems to be a lot more in this one than Dragon Dawn. Dragon Dawn was great, by the way, but this does seem just like a really, really big one. We're going to be going through a lot of stuff today. Terminator released this week as well. So I do want to test that as well to see if you guys have the same problem that I had on Twitch. So I've sort of just been talking on the Slytherin channel, actually, just to sort of see, I said I'd just do a quick test and see what that's like. That's an amazing game, actually, by the way. I'm really, really impressed with that one. Oh, £10, says Gulu. I don't actually have it anywhere. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry, no, that's the bundle. I was thinking $72. Yeah, that's really good. But it's not actually there anywhere just yet. It's just got coming. So I'm not sure where you're getting the... it says 23 hours. It's 22 hours at this point in time. Okay, so Wolftooth is saying Geordie on Discord commented that before in the Discord, actually, he said the Dragon Lord took a ton of work to make. Yeah. This is amazing. We're going to go through it in detail. I'm allowed to now show the game, and so I can actually go through. If you've got any questions about it, we'll do that. I will be doing a live stream after I finish this live stream. I'll probably take like an hour off just to have a bit of a breather, have some breakfast, and have a bit of a snooze or something like that, and then come back in and then do an extended live stream of it here on YouTube. So that will be following. Probably start that one. Like if we get this one done in say 2 hours, 2.5 hours, it'll be like 3.5 hours or so, and then we should be back again and live streaming, and away we go. Hi Matthew, how you going? And Belladonna saying yeah, £8 UK. Okay, well that's pretty damn good. That's very. I think in comparison, I don't know exactly how that one does work with the others, but that looks to be about the Dragon Dawn pricing, which is surprisingly good. That's really, really good value. Okay, so G Stellar is saying in the bundle it shows you the price of each one. And it's $10. Wow. Hi Battle Mode, how you going? And by Red saying hi-oh. Yeah, G Stellar, that's actually okay. That's okay. I'm really pleasantly surprised with that. That is great value for what you get. I will be going through in this stream what you do get. It's a fair bit to go through. I'll open up the game and go through it. But before, let's just get the other games out of the way first. So I do want to test Terminator. There's a few other things that are coming out this week as well. Like Keeper RL comes out in 2 days' time. So keep an eye open for that one. That's so that will be that's its actual launch date from. It's been in development for so long, and it's been in early access for so long, and that one's now just coming out. I probably won't open it up because there's still changes coming through. Every day there's like a new version of it coming through, and I'm assuming that the launch version will be different again than the one that I've actually got. So I do have a pre-launch version that you can opt into. Anyone can opt into that. And so I've been playing that a lot over the last couple of weeks. It's really, really cool. But that's literally this week now. Finally, it's coming. And the changes that he's been making on that this week have been quite substantial. So I'm assuming there'll still be ongoing development through there. So by Red saying, caught one of these for a change. Oh, that's the other thing too. By the way, big things, bigger than all of this stuff. Forget all this stuff. This doesn't matter at all. What we have is a new Marbles on Stream. And I did have some problems with it. I wasn't going to do a Marbles on Stream today because of the perceived problems, but they are sorted. So They were very responsive, I got to say. I had to sign up on the Discord. Hi, Jamison, how you going? But look at this. It's so much cleaner than what it looks at before. But when I went in to do a test, I woke up 2 hours before I was allowed to show Age of Wonders, so I had 2 hours to fart about. So I thought, I'll open up Marbles on stream and see if I can get the scoring different. So I have actually fixed the scoring, so it's going to be much more exciting, I think, finishes than what we've had before. I've tweaked a few things. I'll show you that as well when we get into this. So that's going to be much more fun, I think, when we're sort of playing that one. Hi, Hugh David, how you going? And Silvercole. No, I'm not playing Marbles yet. Not yet. I just wanted to show where we are with it, because this is actually a big change to the actual overall look of it. So if we just go and continue into it, so we have a much cleaner interface than what we had before. It actually makes a lot more sense, except for the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix is a bit of a problem, and so what I was finding when I went to the Grand Prix was you can still it looks cleaner, but I can change it to bots, which is the way that we play it here on YouTube. But I couldn't actually load in any characters, and so I couldn't actually put your names in it. So I was going to just forget about it for today and then wait for them to sort it out. But I did actually, as I say, like when I woke up, I basically spoke to. Well, I sort of found I couldn't do it when I opened it up, because I wanted to change the points. By the way, that is, if we go to the hub and we have a look at actually, where is it? Is it the hub? Maybe it's not the hub. Where is it? Customize? No? Where is it? now I've lost where I do all the stuff. If I go to Grand Prix, it's not in here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is the hub. Okay. It's the leaderboard. So the local leaderboard, this is actually where I set this stuff up. It's a bit convoluted the way everything is. It's cleaner than what it was before. Before it was very hard to find things. Anyway, here we go. This is a ChatTactic. This is how we figure out what happens in the actual Grand Prix. So there is now a new point system. So if I go to custom points for ChatTactic, this is what they will now be. Previously, all it was 10, 8, 7, I think, and then down by 1 from there. I'm now going to allocate 20 points for the first place, 15 for second, 12 for third. Fourth is going to have 10 points, and then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 10. If you get 10th place, you get another 10 points. So I thought that might be fun, just for like, you know how sometimes at the back end, I thought we squeeze an extra 10 points for 10th, because that does show up on that leaderboard as you finish the races. So I thought that could be quite cool to actually then go and do. And then I've just put in like 3, 2, 1, and then everyone who finishes gets 1 point. Down to, I've got about 50 in here, I think. So that's like, we've never had more than 40, I think, 30 something, 35ish. So we should be fine there for a while. I can keep on adding more and more in if I wanted to. But anyway, that's the point system, the new point system, and so it's going to be, I think, a more interesting finishes. So so Silbical saying, hope for me then. Yes, well, I think if you get 10th place, I can't do a last place. Otherwise, I would actually allocate points for that as well. But I can't designate last place gets, like, last finisher. And then the non-finishers get 0 points as well. So that's also going to make it interesting. So if you finish, you get 1 point. If you don't finish, you basically, if you're eliminated, 0 points. So I think this could lead to some more exciting finishes, especially the race to, like, if you are coming towards the back end of things, because quite often, with the number of players who get killed on the way, you end up with about 10 players in it anyway. So that could be quite exciting, I think, to see if any of the leaders can get to like 10th place to get the 10 points. I thought that was a good way of doing it. So anyway, I thought I'd just show that off, because this is now the new look. By the way, we did actually have an incredible run. Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago from Elephant Man? Elephant Man actually scored 37 points, I think it was, in the old system. Calculating it from these new systems, he would have got 72 points. So with 4 races. So I have actually recorded that. I've got that listed on my, I've got like a cheat sheet of things that I want to talk about when we do these sessions. So I've got that sort of on a second screen, but I have recorded what he did get, because I knew that when I changed these numbers that was going to go out the window, but just calculating what he got, that would be 72 points, which is, again, not going to be achievable with 4 races. So anyway, that's we should be ready to go. So yeah, so I was super impressed with how quickly they got back to me with information of how to fix up so we can play it here on YouTube. So that's actually really cool. So that's all working fairly well. So anyway, that's going to be happening at the end of the session. The game that we have a giveaway is, I'll just go and confirm this one, so confirm that we're going to get out of that one, is Road Redemption. This one here, Road Redemption, which we'll just open up the, open here. I'll also just start with this one off. I'll just go into, should just do another Steam page. Steam Power. There's lots to talk about today too, by the way. So I'll just go to Road Redemption. There we go. So it's basically like a Mad Max sort of style. Yeah, so it's fairly violent. It's a little bit violent. It's like Carmageddon, but for motorbikes. So, yeah. Anyway, we've got to, like, the devs have provided me a key for this game, so that'll be the giveaway for today. Road Redemption. It's actually fun to play. I'm really bad at it. I'm terrible at these sort of games, but it is fun. It's multiplayer as well. You can play multiplayer. Just my sound a little bit. I don't think your bike can actually be damaged, doesn't matter what you smack into. Anyway, that's Road Redemption. That'll be the prize. So the new marble look and the new marble run will be... we've now got gold marbles as well, by the way, not the old white ones that we had from previous ones. So we've now got a new look marble as well. So that'll be... Better might saying Road Rash 2 was one of the best games ever made. I don't know that one. Carmageddon, I've got to say, back when Carmageddon was around, I played that all the time. It was actually, I played it so much it was dangerous. And I actually mean that literally. I used to play it for hours at a time, and then I could not drive for probably an hour after I finished playing it because you were in that mode. It was actually bad. Let's have a look at Road Rash 2. Is it in there? No, it's not. Not sure what that one is. Is Carmageddon back in there? Carmageddon, it is. Carmageddon max damage. Don't know what these are. When was this one out? Oh, it's gore, violent, and blood. Yeah. No, this was that was actually. I'll just go. I won't go in there just because then there'll probably be other problems. Anyway, I'm surprised that one didn't have a warning as well. To be honest, you won't find it on Steam. Okay, I'm playing on Sega Mega Drive when I was a teenager. Great game. Yeah. Okay. Blackpool's saying Daz tomorrow Primitive Society Simulator. I don't know what that is. Sorry, I just finished off my coffee. It's sort of funny. I've got these sachets that like instant coffee sachet type things, and I quite like them. Like I mix a cappuccino and a mocha one together, and then make a fairly large cup, and it actually tastes really good. It tastes not as good as a barista coffee, but not bad actually. I got to say, it's pretty damn good. I forget which company actually makes them, but anyway, it's it's nice. I don't know if it's real coffee or not. It could be just chemicals, for all I know. All right, so we're all caffeined up, all ready to go. Okay, so via Reddit saying, anyone know Full Throttle was an adventure game with a biker that had a similar game loop in it? Yeah, it's sort of cool, and there's also been some. There's been other ones where that I really really like actually, which is more of a roguelike where you're going through a map. I forget what it's called. Oh God, what is it? Will it be in the? It won't be in this because it's different again. Surely that's not it. No, this is different again. Don't know what that one is. Road Redemption. Don't know what they're showing up there. It might be their coming. That looks like their new game, Kingmakers. It looks pretty cool as well, I got to say. Anyway, let's just leave that one there. But yeah, there was what was it? There was one where you had like it was a Mad Max type game, and you had like a random map, sort of semi-random anyway. I think it was random actually, where you if I just look up Mad Max, I don't think it'll be in here. It's Mad Max itself. I'll just do an enter and just see if I can see it there, because that was a pretty cool game. If we can see it. There it is, it's Convoy. Convoy, actually was that 2015, wow. This is a great little game, I've got to say. I'll turn the sound off. I didn't realise this was that old. That's nearly 10 years old. I can't believe that. Yeah, get off this rock. And so you had all these guys would sort of come in, and it was a roguelike. It was actually it was pretty cool. A little bit like Quadriga as well. Like, you know, Quadriga's the Ancient Chariots game, but it was sort of you had to build up your vehicles and stuff. This is a great little game, actually. I can't believe it's that old. I thought it was. If someone had asked me how old was it, I would have said maybe 3 or 4 years. I wouldn't have thought 9 years. That's I can't believe it's that old. Yeah. Anyway, that's this was a great little game. Anyway, it's too old. Too old for us to worry about. Mostly positive. What's 78? Yeah, 78%'s okay. That's all good. But yeah, this is a really cool little game actually. I did really quite enjoy that one. Anyway, other things we're going to talk about. I'm just going to quickly fire up, because Terminator is now out, and I did want to have a look at that on Steam charts actually, because I think that's going to be quite popular. I think it launched extremely well. Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. Let's have a look and see how it launched. If we have a look at the charts. Yeah, 3,000. It's not great, is it? It's not fantastic, but it is growing day by day. Although there was a dip there yesterday. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, I'll just click on all. Yeah, so there's this would have been just when the streamers and things were getting access to it. So it hasn't been dramatic, but it is rising. So it's too early to tell yet as to what's actually happening through there. But by all accounts, I think that this one has actually done fairly well. If I just go back into Steam, I should have just keep two Steams open, and then we'll come back. We'll do Age of Wonders in a little bit, so we'll come back to that one there. Convoy is quite like FTL, yeah, not a bad little game. I played it a handful of times as Battlemade. Yes, it's like I like it better than FTL, to be honest. I much preferred it to FTL. Just go into here and Terminator. Dark Fate Defiance. Mostly positive. What's this? What's the rating, and why would it be poor? Why would it not be? That's too low for what this game actually is. I've got to say, it's not my type of game. Like it's like for me, I would never play this game multiplayer ever. It's way too fast for me to play multiplayer. But so this is saying Age of Wonders. What is that? I've got no idea. We'll learn together. Byred saying, sadly, the market for single-player strategy games is not that big. Well, I disagree with you, actually. I disagree. I think that there's... I think, and it'd be interesting to get your guys' opinion on this, but in fact, I might put up a poll and see what you think. but personally, I feel that the multiplayer communities in games is a vocal minority, not the most people. I don't think most people play games multiplayer, and I say that because I've seen stats about that. But I'll see what you guys think if you assume that, because I'm always surprised when I see games that are. So I'll put up a poll. I'll just type this one in here. I'll just type it so that you guys can. I'll keep it open for a little while as well. So more multiplayer or. Because of my preconceptions, I'll just start the poll. There we go. So you guys can have your say as to what you think it is, because from the stats that I've seen. Well, this chat would be biased, I'd say. It says by red. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I know that people enjoy multiplayer, but it's from what I've seen of actual game stats, it seems to be a vocal. This is going back a few years, so it may have changed actually as well. I don't know if people are more likely to play multiplayer games now than what they were, say 3 years ago. But from what I saw of the stats, it was the companies who actually supported multiplayer over single player ultimately ended up doing worse for their games than. But then you look at games like Stellaris, for example, or pretty much any of the Paradox games, which are so balanced because of multiplayer. It's sort of funny, but just from the stats I'd seen, there was a lot of games where people. I don't particularly like playing multiplayer. It's for me, it's sort of like it's always a big commitment, both in time and stuff like that. It's just interesting. So anyway, we'll sort of see what actually happens there. Sithel saying the multiplayer communities are indeed a vocal minority. You still want to cater to them a bit because they help sell your game, but single player is the big draw in real-time strategy. Yeah, I think it is. For me, it is. And Terminator, I'm surprised at the 70%, I've got to say. Like this, again, it's like Distant Worlds. Distant Worlds, how on earth is Distant Worlds still at 70%? Like, it's unbelievable with these games. I don't know what it is. Like, Terminator's not an easy game, by the way. Like, it's let's have a look and see what people are saying about it. There must be. So we'll have a look at this first, and then we'll come back to it. Not recommended. So 20 hours on time. That's pretty good. Like, that's enough. I want to recommend this game, but I can't. It's a Terminator game with an ambience of a different time. Yeah, this is a big one actually. I think people who are really into the lore of Terminator are pissed off with with Skynet or whatever it's called, not being what they're used to, what they think it should be. The issue is that the first 4 missions are a struggle. I was playing on hard, but I felt that there was something more I could do and just do it better. The 5th mission, the cartel mission, is damn near unplayable. There's infinite spawns for the enemy, so you can't wait them out. Half the mission, it's a brutal game. It's a brutal game. I was checking the discussions to see the strategies people use, but in the strategy game, there's only one way to tackle the 40 to 60 minute mission that has to be followed perfectly. Yeah, and it's such a beautiful game, though. It really is great. Yes, it was a tough bout. It is a tough game. It is a tough game, I've got to say, but it's interesting. Yeah, music is superb. The atmosphere, it's I love it. It's sort of funny because I really wasn't expecting to. What else? There's 3.9. That's probably not long enough. I did enjoy the demo. I was looking forward to playing the game. First 3 missions that you played through are legitimately quite good, surviving against a dangerous army of robotic killing machines. Unfortunately, the drop after its solid start to start the campaign strategic layer, each mission leads to the next remaining decisions and keeping your army in the state it was in the last battle. If you lose a soldier in a squad, that squad will be down in a member. But that's what I like that about the game. So this for me is there's a lot of stuff written there. Yeah, there's a lot of information there. 20 hours again. My feelings for this game are so mixed that I feel bad for giving it a negative, but would feel like I'm misleading people by giving it a positive. It's a hard game, which I enjoy, but it's hard to the point where you're going to say, yeah, it is a save scum game. You're going to save scum losing vital units too quickly. You're going to save scum because some objectives are not that clear. And I have actually left it at a position where there is a very, very difficult battle coming up, and it's not even that big. It's just hard. It's hard trying to figure out how to play it. Understand from the last point that it's meant to add replayability. It does. It is quite replayable, even though it's scripted. Also, performance is quite awful. I'm hitting 20 to 30 frames. I haven't tested that. 40 to 50 frames is when I'm using a lot of units. Despite all these, I did really enjoy completing the campaign. Let's just find more negatives. I've got to say, look, I'm not being facetious when I look at the negatives. I find them so much more valuable. This isn't valuable. That's not great. It doesn't give you any information, but some of them do give you. They really qualify whether it's going to be good for you or not. Short answer: best Terminator game in a long time, but caution: random mid-mission conditions and a broken, buggy gameplay can quickly turn challenging. Well, that can be fixed easily. Long answer: Solium has given us what is the best Terminator game in ages. My humble opinion: an interesting combination of RTS and realistic supply. Yeah, the game is super good. Throughout the game, each unit, yeah, blah blah blah. It's okay. That's a big one as well. Is to come out in a long time. It's a great combination of RTS and realistic tactical strategy, but the bugs and uncompromising difficulty. Yeah, the difficulty is crazy. I've got to say. Like, so if you're not liking a difficult game, you're not going to enjoy it. Pathfinding is horrible. I didn't find that. Red supply. I'm not sure what that resource supply. I guess and demand is horrible. I've given up for now. That's probably fair. I don't know about the pathfinding. I didn't notice that one. Not going to recommend it as of now. Better wait for the sale, like 30% or 50%. The campaign is so short and felt unsatisfied. I think there'll be more content coming. Tedious, contrived missions that are designed with a correct strategy and punishing you for actual playing freely and experimenting. Safe scumming is required because once you, yeah, that's true. Yep. Okay. So, but I really did find this game just exceptional in so many different ways. But the one thing I do want to test, I'm going to fire it up because. So this is saying technically it's not a real-time strategy, it's a real-time tactics game. Yeah, that's true. That's true as well. I don't know. Technically, I don't know. Technically, it could be. Now, where have I got it? Did I bring it out under... There it is. I'll just fire her up. I got to say the acting in it and the voice acting and all that sort of stuff is exceptional. The dialogue is great. It's very, very impressive in that sort of sense. So, yeah, I was, as I say, I was pretty impressed. But what I want to test is I want to see if I am streaming it, just how bad the stream can be. Because I know that when I was trying to stream it on Twitch, there was big problems, and I just want to test it. So we'll open her up. It does take a little while to open. But I found that I was engaged with the story. I enjoyed that I did have a bit of choice, although having said that, the difficulty does make it so that you really do need to be, following sort of what the story wants you to do. So by reference, it's still holding out hope for a MMORTS, having a massive world where you can plonk down. That's not just basic mobile game would be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's sort of I've lost heart a bit with MMOs. I always thought I would enjoy them because I used to like the old MUDs, back in the day, back in the 90s when the internet first came out. I quite enjoyed those. Here we go. I'll just open up to where I am. I mainly wanted to just check and see what it looks like from your perspective. Now I'm getting terrible kilobits per second streaming back out to YouTube at the moment. I don't know why it's so bad. Like it's really bad. And but I'll just go back into the campaign. We'll just load in where I was. So I don't think this is going to help. I'll just have a quick look and see. From my perspective, the game looks beautiful, but when I was streaming it, people really struggled with it. But I'm only getting like 500 kilobits per second, which is crazy bad. Coming out, it's occasionally getting over 1,000 kilobits per second, but Muds are still going. Oh, are they really, Matthew? I didn't know that. I used to play the Lord of the Rings mud, and I forget what it was called. That I used to love playing that. Used to play as an orc in that one.
One word, we'll blow them to hell.
Now,
Enemy incoming. There?
it's real time. When I scroll around like this, it annoys the crap out of people. Apparently.
Target's in range.
There we go, we blew that one up. I can pause at any time. So I don't know if that looks bad from your perspective. From my perspective, it looks great. I did turn shadows off, but I don't think it made any actual difference. So let me know in the chat if this looks terrible, like particularly with the foliage, when I sort of do this sort of scrolling around. But it was unwatchable, apparently, from what people were saying on Twitch. It was super annoying. I'll turn the shadows back on because they look great. Now, graphics quality, I'll just make it so that it's, I'll just put it back to, I'll just put it on high and accept. I think this will then work. So Smith was saying, I've also played a Lord of the Rings mud. It wasn't called that though, it was called something else. Okay, this is thinking. Come on game, come on game. Oh, okay, so Thora's saying it looks fine, but this is, my latency is even worse than what I get on Twitch. You know, like I was getting much higher bits per second, or kilobits per second, you know, back on Twitch. Just resume the game. But look at that, like the shadows look fantastic. Even these the wire looks good, and this is only on high. If I put it on ultra, it looks even better. Like it's exceptionally good. Like it's so it's not. It looks fine, does it? It's better than the last stream I watched, says Silvercop. Yeah, I do remember what it was called. Just what it was about. Okay, yeah, I can't remember what it was called either. It was a big mud multi-user dungeon. So that doesn't annoy people when I'm looking at that. It's not like, can you see the detail, the level of detail on the game? It's just exceptional, this game, like just graphically, but it is hard. It's a hard game. But we did manage to wipe out that, which is a good start. There's another one over there. So at this point, this is actually, we're in a position where this is really difficult right now. We've got a couple of different vehicles. Again, it's just, but this game, it just graphically, it is unbelievably good. Just even with the shadows are going across the actual unit itself. The shadows of the people. Just the detail is like, it doesn't, like, I know I'm sort of probably going a bit overboard with this, but like each individual leaf, I don't usually see this on my game when I'm playing these sort of games. It's unusual for me. So just graphically, I just find this to be such a great game. You know, it looks unbelievably good. Like even that, like, you know, you've got like what are they called? I forget what they're called when they sort of have like lots and lots of a particle. This is a particle system that's accepting detailed shadows across it. You know, and that's chopping and changing with the shadows of the spider unit. The units themselves in this game look just incredibly good. Like it's the quality of this game is unbelievable. Anyway, if that's yeah, so well, if it looks okay for you, it looks slightly notchy. Is that just zooming in and out looks slightly notchy? It's from what I was told on Twitch. When I was zooming around, it was all great big squares, you know, like it was like a really bad JPEG, from what I understand that people were seeing. But that's interesting because I've actually got, I've got really high kilobits per second. It's weird because when you guys were first looking at it, I had like 400. I'm now up to 11,000 kilobits per second. So I don't know what's going on. Who knows? But I'm impressed with this game. This looks fairly good. So okay, that's interesting that. YouTube. I might have to look and see what's going on there. Looks good, but the codec might have trouble when there's a lot of foliage compressing it down. I don't know, like it's sort of funny because again, coming in, these are neutral that are going to be helping us. It's just a beautiful game. Anyway, I won't keep it open, but it's there's a lot to like about this one. Anyway, let's just exit. So we'll quit out. Yeah, so Yule is saying different compression algorithms for different platforms, presumably. Yeah, I was told that I've got an AMD card, and I was told that NVIDIA has got like a new way of streaming to Twitch coming out that will actually make the Twitch streams a lot better if you've got an NVIDIA card. But I don't know what how that would then work. But it's an incredibly good game, this one, like in terms of the quality of it. So I'm surprised it's only rating at 70%. Let's talk about Distant Worlds. Has it come out yet today? Let's have a look. Downloads. Please be there. Please be there. Otherwise, I'm not allowed to talk about it. No, I'm not allowed to talk about it. All right. I can talk about what happened last week, I guess, and just look out if you go to Distant Worlds, and it'll be in my list here somewhere. Make sure if you've got Distant Worlds 2, make sure you're in the open beta, because there'll be a nice little Easter egg coming for you this week, I'm pretty sure. I don't know when. I was assuming it was going to come over the weekend, to be honest, but it hasn't arrived yet. But it's on its way, and I'm probably not allowed to talk about what's coming, but it's sort of game-changing type stuff, quality of life stuff. So you might want to, and to do that, all you do is, if you've got Distant Worlds 2, just go to Properties, go to Betas, and then opt into the open beta. It'll say beta, and then it'll have a recent number. Don't go back to the legacies, but just go to the open beta. That's where you're getting all of the great stuff that's came last week, and now you've got this week as well. We spoke about it last week, where we spoke about the Mortallans, the humans, and the government types. So we've already sort of covered that, which is massive. Like this stellar update. Who cares? Like, who cares about this? It's seriously, in comparison to what came 2 days after this in the open beta. This is nothing compared to what happened in the open beta, in my opinion. I think the open beta is really where all the song and dance should be. This is great. This is really, really good. It did need to happen, but this was more not bug fixing, but it was just optimization and trying to make things work a bit smoother. So things did, like, most of their efforts were put into doing this sort of stuff where they had the enhanced user interface. They had all sorts of different enhancements with fleets and stuff like this as well, which is great. But the changes to humans, Mortallans, and government types are incredibly big, and the stuff that's coming this week as well is also, from a quality of life perspective, is going to make the game a lot more approachable and easy to play. But I'm probably, because it's a closed beta that this has been released in so far, I'm probably not allowed to mention it. I don't know, can I? Let's just say, it's just as a bit of a clue. Let's just say that there is a they've got a measurement tool in the game, and something happens with that this week. So that should be coming very, very soon. So I won't say anything else. I'll just leave it at that. That's probably already too much information. There's a hint, a little bit of a hint in there, a bit of a clue. Okay, so so where are we up to? Was it Moom? No, the Lord of the Rings mud wasn't Moom. It was called something, but I forget what it was. I can't remember what it was. And I literally I stopped playing it back in the 90s as well. I think I started and stopped sort of I played it for a couple of years, I think. But it was good. Like, it was just it was really quite cool. And everyone that played it played it in character. It was actually really, really interesting to play it. It was very, very well done. Okay, so where are you up to? So Erkin is saying, would love to buy it. This is Terminator, I'm guessing, but it's not the right timing for me. Already bought Solium Infernum and Balatro. I don't know, but Balatro. Out of Action Kickstarter is finally here, and Cogmind will be updated tomorrow. Okay, look, I've got to look at Cogmind again. I mean, it updates every week, basically. So, but I don't play it, and I really should. I've enjoyed it when I have played it, but it's been a while now. Different compression algorithms. Yeah, that's it's something there. Like, it was weird. Like, at the moment, I'm streaming out at about 500 kilobits per second, which on Twitch would be abysmally bad. Like, it's but YouTube, for whatever reason, seems to be able to handle it. Hi Jerry, how you going? Tenor is saying, hey Daz, I've got to say I enjoy Solium Infernum a lot more than Terminator. Terminator feels bland. The tutorial did. Place units and wait until enemies die and take as few hits as possible. That's true, that's true. Okay, so Battle Mode saying, how are you getting on with Solium Infernum? I've not lost a game yet. AI seems really weak and full of bugs, but I bought it for multiplayer, so I'm not that bothered. Yeah, I did actually write I did actually put a comment. This is what I'm fairly heartened about Solium Infernum, because if I just go in there, so this also released this week. I think this is one of the best games of the year, by the way, and so the just go back in through here. So Solium Infernum. Now this is very positive, 88%. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that score. I think that's fair, even though the AI is really really bad. And so in I'm finding I can't stop playing it. I'm loving playing it. I did finish off a game yesterday on Twitch, but there was, and I've got to say that actually I'll just find my comment and I'll go through the stuff that I mentioned. Where is it? Community Hub discussions. See if I can find it. It's probably been, yeah. People are getting more and more into the game, which is good. Just want to find where it is, because if you are going to play it, it's worth knowing that at the moment the AI is not great. God, it's been suppressed. But I think it's good for learning. You know, like it still can be challenging. Actually, looks like have I been shadow banned? I don't think I have. It's because the devs did get back and write about it as well, which was good. I can't see it there. I've missed it. I'll just see if I can search my own name. Will it show up? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this one here. Okay, so these are the problems I've sort of found with the AI. So if you change the loadout in the reliquary, then that becomes a new default for the characters in the game, including the AI, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, because you do, like, ideally what you want is for the reliquary is where you set up the hidden style of play that each Archfiend goes and plays in the game with. So it's a fairly big thing. It was one of those things where when you do set up an Archfiend, one of the surprising things is how you tweak what it starts the game with. But unfortunately, when you set that up for yourself with against the AI, that becomes the default in the game, and then that becomes what the AI will then use. So there's no surprises with what the AI has done, and so they really, really need to actually have like a pool of things that the AI will pick for itself for each of the characters, because each character does play uniquely a little bit. Actually, not even just a little bit. It's quite substantial. They've got each one of them's got like a dark art that they can then sort of apply that's only for that particular character, which is not part of the original game, I don't believe. I can't remember that being part of the original. But unfortunately, the reliquary, which is the other way of having like the hidden style of play, which is so important in the game, is not hidden to the human player at all, because it's just going to be the stock standard defaults all the way through. Okay, the AI doesn't move into free canton. It's on its way to the target. Canton is the big hexes in the game, so on the map, and so it doesn't. It's not optimized with pathfinding, so that's it just takes whatever the shortest route is without actually considering other options to take more territory. And territory can be really important. Now, at times there's sort of like a fake way that the AI looks like it's being really, really clever, but it's just going towards a target. And ultimately, when you analyze it in terms of, is the AI blocking me off from a different location, or is it on its way somewhere else? And invariably, it'll be on its way somewhere else to do something. And so that's actually one of the problems. Similarly, the AI will attack on its first phase of combat rather than doglegging and grabbing an extra canton. I've seen this do this all the time. And this is particularly egregious when there is a rival trying to take the same objective, and by doglegging the movement, they could have blocked the other attack. I've seen this happen so often where two AIs just streamlining towards one of the places of power to take it. The first one that gets to move, if it was a human player, they'd consider, okay, this other guy's a threat. Which turn do I do it on? Do I move on the first phase, or do I wait for them to attack and then try to attack later on? Or how do I do it? Or do I move around the side and then attack? Because you can move twice with most things. And I've found that the AI will just do, it's still what's the shortest way to move there. It will attack, weaken that location, and then the other player can just bounce into the next tile and then take it. Whereas a human player wouldn't let that happen. And this I've seen this happen an awful lot with the AI, which is again really, really bad. That it doesn't consider the strategic situation that it's in. So it doesn't think about that at all. It just goes after really, really basic stuff. And so that I found that to be really, really bad. It appears the AI is going to move it. It appears that if the AI is going to move, it will do so in the first order, which means if it's getting tribute, it's getting less. Again, it's not aware of its its strategic situation. So if you can, like in the game, if you can get your tribute early in the order count, you then end up getting more tribute, better tribute. So if you have to move and you have to try to take something because everything is exposed in that sort of sense, then yeah, you move. But the AI always moves first in the first phase and then gets the tribute later on. And that's not the best, not the optimum way, because if you can still move later in your order count if the turn doesn't matter. If you need to be moving and blocking someone else off, then it does matter. But it doesn't think in those terms. So it's not thinking ahead at all. It's not aware of what's around it. The AI doesn't consider the regent turn order or what the other player can do, so it will often weaken. That's the same as what we talk about. As mentioned above, the AI uses a shortened route algorithm to move around the map. Doesn't consider what cannons to block other players. It doesn't protect its territories and pops. Pops is places of power. In Praetor battles, the AI appears to just choose random cards to play rather than considering the cards the enemy has. This is another really, really bad situation, because what it does do is it doesn't. It's got a rock paper scissors mechanic with the Praetor battles, and so if you've got a Praetor that you're fighting against that has only got, for example, the melee type combat, I forget what it's called, but that's countered with a poison attack. And quite often, they'll just randomly choose what's called an orb attack, which is susceptible to the attack that the other player will have. So it's just random what they choose without considering what's going on. That's what it looks like to me anyway. And so 8, I feel like the AI itself needs a lot of attention, but also there really should be difficulty levels for the players. When you're learning the game, the current AI may appear to be sufficient, but the player soon learns the ropes, then the AI doesn't present a problem. I'd also be happy with the AI advantage/disadvantage slider so that players can boost aspects to help the AI. An easy one would be the quality level of tribute the AI can get. So that would be an easy one. If the tribute levels were higher for the AI by a slider, that would be one way of giving the AI a bit of an advantage, because they could then buy more things and do more things in their turn. I think that would actually sort of then go and work. I'm loving playing the game. So I really do like the game a lot, but the AI is weak, except, and this is the exception. We'll actually load it up because I was super surprised at what the AI did with this. I'll see if I've got a save game. I may not. I'll see if I have. So Jerry's saying playing solo is also a good way to learn all the artifacts. Yes, it is. It is. Sorry, guys, I'm missing a lot of the comments here. Wake is saying it's cool and I need to find people to play against. That will happen. Also, they've really optimized the game a lot. Like the actual speed of the game now from when I was testing it is really, really fast in comparison. Like maybe, I reckon it's probably sort of like 6 or 7 times faster than what it was a week or so back. Lost a game I was to being excommunicated, which is sort of a bit random. The excommunication is a bit random, if I just go into single player, and I'll just load a game. Do I have one? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, this may be where there's some really interesting things going on. I'll just load it in. This is a, I hope that this has got the AI in it. Is it? No, it's not. It's not, unfortunately. No, it's already done by this stage. This is sort of late game. Like this is beyond the turn limit that we actually have. So this is actually sort of sorting things out, trying to clean up. Like I'm already miles ahead at this stage. Just go back and load another game and just see if I can just go even further back. That one maybe turn 46. Let's just load that one in. Yeah, if you join Discord, many games are available, says Jerry. Yes, actually, people were saying that. So if you are looking for a game, there's a lot on the Discord server. Now, this is interesting. Okay, what's happened here? This is actually this is actually where I ended up. Yeah. So what's actually, why is that one disappearing? So there's a hidden little graphical glitch somewhere where it just doesn't quite. Yeah, there we go. Hidden beast. Now, what actually happened here? I'm really impressed with the AI. Watch what happens. I'll play this turn out because this turn is dramatic. God, I don't know why it's doing that. That is a bug. I don't know what that is. Anyway, the beast is for the most powerful unit that you can get in the game. This is Astaroth. I'm playing as Mammon over through here, and the beast has been brought into this other side over this other area. So this is Astaroth Stronghold, back in through this other side, which is so that's actually where we are, and we've got it in. I'll show you this turn because I think it'll probably do the same thing that it did actually in the game. I was incredibly impressed with this because this really showed a lot of forethought to get an extremely expensive creature. So the beast actually has like an upkeep of 4 souls, which is up through here, per turn. Now, Astaroth is struggling in the game, and so for him to get the beast is very, very expensive for him. But he still got it, and at the time I'm thinking, oh, you're not going to be able to, you could be able to keep it for maybe 2 or 3 turns, and then that'll be the end of it, because he won't have the souls to pay for it, which is interesting again, like because he's actually, and at that stage I thought, that's a really weird decision to go and get that. Like, it's powerful, but he can't keep it in the game. He did that before with another character early on, where and all I had to do was just avoid it, and he couldn't do anything about it. And then because it was costing him upkeep, he then had to just let it go. We haven't got anything else in through here, but this is, as I say, the biggest unit in the game. Basically, it's level 6, does incredible attacks. It has a ranged last, so whatever, it doesn't do anything in the ranged attack. It does melee and infernal, and so the ranged aspect of whatever happens goes in last, and it can then teleport as well, so it can move up to 3. Now, when I was playing it, I didn't see that it can actually, it's got this other one to add another +2 onto the teleport range. Watch what happens. To win off the vendetta that I've got, like I've got a vendetta at the moment, I'll just go back to history and then ongoing. So I've got a vendetta against Astaroth where I need to destroy 2 legions. He's got 1 legion left. Now he's got this one that he's just brought in. It's I'm the regent, so I get to go first. So I have first turn in this one. This is where if I move first, I win. If I move second, I lose. And I'll show you. I'll move second and show you what I mean. So in this case, we've got we need to destroy this 2nd legion, and so what I did, because I thought I was safe. In through here, I've got the Lethean phalanx. I do actually have a combat stratagem of 2 lots of ranged attacks going in, and I also have a Gustian who's got a ranged +2 and melee +3. So I've got 5 and 11 going up against 5 and 4. So I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage, but I'm not going to kill it just yet. Like, it's going to take a couple of turns. If I don't move first, they're going to then struggle. So if I move one of the others, and I've got forces all over the place here. I forget what I did. I did something else because I wanted to. Let me get tribute, and then I'll do the move at the end here. So I'll just get 4 lots of tribute, And if I just go, and what I did was I bounced into here, which no one disclaimed, and then I went and attacked it, which was the worst thing I could have possibly done, which you'll see in a minute. But even if I just go and attack it, this is where the AI was super clever. I'll just go and do an attack and just leave it at that. And then if I end my turn, watch what the AI does. Oh, hang on, select an event card. I'll just go back to the messages. Where's the cards? Just leave that one there. And when it did it, I thought, wow, that's clever. It moves into there, and I can't pause this, unfortunately. Now, when I attacked, I moved to there and attacked that thing, which, of course, I just got wiped out straight away. Oh, hang on, that one did go in. Looks like we actually won that one. Oh, no, maybe we still haven't done it yet. No, we haven't done it yet. So they're using magical spells against me. Now we have the attack. This thing moving next to it is such a good move. Because look at the... I can't pause it, unfortunately, but these are all been updated to 12 and 10. So he's now got an advantage against me. And I don't win anything. Whereas before I would have actually got like a heap. Actually, I did get it. Hang on, how does that work? Oh, the ranged attack. The ranged attack did go in. Sorry, that's... but even so, by putting that where it was, if I didn't have the +8 ranged, that would have been a lot harder for me. Sorry, I didn't show it in all its... Like when I actually played the game, I went and did a dogleg move, not realising that would actually go there, but it actually was trying to protect this other unit. Now, in this case, the Vendetta is now successful, but that was only because we played that card. So, yes, we have melee, melee +3, range +2. So it was the extra ranged attacks that went in that actually, basically carried the day. But that was actually a really, like in the game, I ended up losing that unit. I went a different way with that one. So, but it was actually like as I say, it was a good move. If I hadn't have had the +8 ranged, even that attack would have failed, because it doesn't show the +8. I wish it should actually show that, because we had enough just in the ranged attack. Now, if attacking this one, the ranged attack that we would have had is now the last thing, and so that one just doesn't work. Anyway, I won't keep on playing it, but I was impressed that the AI knew that was its spot. It had to teleport to that spot, and from there it can start walking around if it wants to. So it's in that case the AI did a really good job. It's also now it's now scary for all of my different things, because nothing can actually fight against this thing. Like this can beat any of my units. Although now that this is off, you can no longer really sort of do anything. So the Vendetta is now finished. But anyway, I was impressed with that move. It was clever to get that one turn and then go this way and then try to protect the other unit. The second move. It really was good, because I'm absolutely crushing him at this stage. Anyway, let's quit back out to the desktop. But that for me was it was impressive, I've got to say. And the AI is functional. It's just not great. Actually, we can now finish off our poll. Let's have a look and see. We'll end the poll. So it looks like the vocal minority certainly got the win there. Poll complete. So 81%. Where people think it is. I'm still pretty sure that multiplayer is the vocal minority. There's certainly a lot of gaming companies, and I think it may have even been, I don't know if it was Slytherin or Paradox, or somebody put out a report about the difference. It may have even been Stardock. I just can't. I think it may be Stardock. I think Brad Wardell may have actually looked into it deeply for for Fallen Enchantress back in the day. I think that may be where I'm getting my information from, where the decision was made not to cater too much for multiplayer, for the simple reason that even though everyone was, actually I think it was Fallen Enchantress, where so that was a lot longer than just 3 or 4 years ago. Then in that case, but they figured out that it was just not going to be viable for their to overbalance the game and make it multiplayer friendly with sorts of speed ups and stuff was not ultimately going to be the best action for them to take for doing the game. I'm pretty sure that was the one. But I've always sort of remembered that because the multiplayer community is so vocal with wanting things. Now, where are we up to? So we've got Michael saying, Battle Mode, is there going to be more videos on Kingdom Dungeon Hero? Game looks interesting. Actually, I've got that one now. I'm going to be doing more. I'm going to be doing a video on that. I just have to play it more. I've been playing it actually this week to try to get used to it. It does look good. It's sort of been compared to Shadow Empire, which I don't see that. Yeah, for me, I don't see that. Nothing like Shadow Empire for me. But I did see people comparing it to Shadow Empire. Again, I don't know why. It is, but when you think of it as a war game rather than actually as a tactical game, it does like you can get your head around it better, I guess. Like if it's like considered to be a fantasy war game, but you're not really using multiple. You're not trying to fan out and stop things. You're trying to just use like stacks. Actually, the best comparison I saw with Kingdom Dungeon and Hero was the old Warlords game. It does feel more like that. Also, wish there was random maps. So actually, Battle Mode's answering saying not unless Alvaro updates the demo. Until then, I'll wait for the main release. That's my most anticipated game of the year. There we go. Yeah, it does look good, but just not like for me, it's not top of the tree. This is a game I brought purely with multiplayer with friends, and AI is not good enough to present any real challenge. Sadly, says Chris. Yeah, that's talking about Solium Infernum. So Battleman's saying the AI does try to play in a thematic and fun way. It's clearly made. It's clearly made to make clever, interesting plays. I'm not sure which game we're talking about now. So yeah, it's just too bad. Okay, you guys are talking about heroes. I'll skim down. I've missed a lot of the comments. I'll just go down the bottom here. Sorry, it's yeah. Benway's saying, have you got the full version of Kingdom Dungeon and Hero? Yes, I do. Yeah. So the dev did send me one. I did actually. I've had it for a few weeks. I've got it there, but I think it's the. I'm pretty sure it's not the demo. Like if I open her up. But yeah, I'm not sure when that's actually due for release. That's coming soon as well. Yeah, this is Beta 79. I'm pretty sure it's not the demo. If I got a new game. Fallen Empire's not in there yet. The Isle of Nemoria seems to be like the smallest of the actual maps. But this is a interesting game in the sense that you then choose one of the like this is if you choose one of these, you end up with essentially with a smaller way to play the game. I've just been trying out was it Draconis? They're all a bit different. They've all got slightly different army types. Yeah, Wizards and Warlock. Might have been Mirator I was actually trying out. But you can actually chop and change things a little bit as well. Like you do have some in-game options, even though the map itself is set. I like this as well. He's done a good job with sort of being able to set up so you can structure it however you want it to be structured. Just go and start. But it's a very simple game, so it's not too difficult. But there is a lot to read if you're trying to sort of get there. Got turn summaries, etc. But this one has got the where are we? We're up in here by the looks of things. Yeah, so you've got your actually is that where we are? Maybe it is. I think I was playing with this one down in here before when I was just testing it. No, this one over here, which was as I say, like it is just a war game. It's not one where you sort of. It's not like in Age of Wonders where you're moving things around, but you can sort of go and attack. Like if I go and grab, for example, this group through here, which has got lots of heavy cavalry, warriors, siege weapons, and militia, I can sort of march them off. So that's going to be 4 turns to get to there. Now it's going to be too much for it. If I just go and click on that one through there and just move that one out of the way, you can still only move to there by the looks. Yeah, then move down. The siege weapon didn't get to move. Let's just move that one through. So you've sort of just got like basic units, very much like any other war game. And that's all all the fighting is just done on this screen. So it's very simple in that sort of sense. But it's very nice the way he's got it all sort of set out. It's quite complex. It's complex, but in a simple way, if that makes any sort of sense. So Battlemode's saying, wait, did he update the demo? No, this is, he just supplied me with, I contacted him and he supplied me with the game, but that was a week or so back, I think, a couple of weeks ago. I did try to stream it. I started streaming it and then realised I didn't understand the game at all. Like the actual, the help file is really quite big. There's a lot to read, which is important information, but it's just heaps and heaps to get an understanding of how to play the game. So I stopped live streaming it so I could actually then get used to it. So I've just been playing a little bit. It's actually simple enough to play. It's just an awful lot to read if you're trying to get an understanding of the game. But it is a good game. It is a very, very good game. But I don't see it comparing this one to... I don't see the comparison of this one across to Shadow Empire, other than the fact it's hexes, and you do actually have stacks of units. But Shadow Empire is not about stacks of units like this. And this game is much more about death stacks essentially. Again, much more like Warlord, I think. So Guy Bellaby's saying I need to go for tea. Can you put us in the marble run? Yes, no problem at all. Yep, I'll try to remember. This is Primal Fury. No, this is not. We'll get out of this one. I will be covering this game though because it is going to be a really good game when it does release. I'll just go to the main menu. There is another way that's not. You can still play it, but it's just not there yet. So you can go to New Game. Fallen Empire. It says not playable yet, so don't try. But they've actually got Earth Magica, which is sort of like Middle Ages. We can start off with some of the medieval locations. If you just go to start, you've got heaps in through here that you can go and play as. But this is sort of like a play on the on an alternate history where there's magic in the Middle Ages. The one that you have down through here as well. This is actually the big campaign for the game. So if you just go into this one, again, lots and lots of different factions you can play. And again, they've all got different sorts of things, like siege mages, for example, with those. What's this one got? Siege weapons. Skadi has got like the Green Legion and Red Legion. These are sort of like, I think that these are more like greenskins, like goblins and stuff. But I haven't played enough of it. Some of them there's some evil ones as well, like the Black Crown. What is that one? Broken Militia, Beastmen. So this is more Beastmen. There's not undead. There is an undead one as well. Drakomar has got Tarragons, which are dragons. So this is a dragon faction. So the actual full-on campaign is really quite interesting. And Heras back in through here as well. Lux. There's a lot to like about it. Like it's not dramatically different, each one of them. Just go back out. The other one that he's still building, I don't know if it's going to be ready for the launch or not. Not playable yet, so don't try. Well, we are going to try. And that one also has similar sorts of factions. So, and if you do go into this one, it still works, I think. So let's try it, even though we're told not to try. This is still being built. I don't know why it's actually in the map if it's not ready yet. So, month of winter in turn 1. So this is us through here, I'm guessing, or maybe not. No, it's not. It looks like we're yeah, okay. No, this is still being worked on. But there's a weather system. There's also he's nothing turned on here at all. So yeah, so we shouldn't have tried. You can turn the weather on or off. Enemy actions. So it's nice. It's very nicely done. Are you allowed to be showing this, says Battle Mode? Yeah, I'm under no restriction to not show it, so I don't have it on my list of... I've only got one other game left in my embargo list. Actually, now I'm screwed. Now I can't get out of it. I have to do it this way. But that is yeah. So that's no. There was no restriction. But that was from a couple of weeks ago. So yeah. That's such a rebel, says ZXM. Look, I'm impressed with it. It's when I first started to try to stream it, it was too complex to just pick up and learn on the fly. Like it was just too much. Just have a quick look at my list of games and just see if I've covered everything. Keep RL coming out in 2 days. Keep a lookout for that one. Terminator we've done. Marbles, I've done the intro on that one. Distant Worlds 2. Check that one out this week. Solium Infernum, we've now spoken about that one. And Shadow Empire has now had a bug fix release, which is just coming out. With the bug fix for Shadow Empire, it's not anything dramatic, so it just fixes a few little bugs. That just came out today. All right, let's now talk about... Okay, so I'll just have a look to see if there's any other comments. Batman saying Dazn, ability to forget about NDAs is becoming quite legendary. I'm actually pretty good. Like I actually try... I mean, I'm telling you to... If you've got Distant Worlds 2, keep an eye open, but I'm not telling you what's actually coming out this week from the closed beta. Just it's worth playing again if you haven't played it. It's worth playing now, actually, even without the it's worth playing if you go into the open beta right now, because that's actually freely available with the humans, the mortal ones, and the government types. But the other one that's coming this week is also going to be a good one as well. So Michael's saying, yeah, it's cold in Denmark. Ulrich must have said something. Denmark is cool, but I'm biased. So Dave Flitz saying Richard York has been streaming it on Twitch. Oh, okay. All right. And Richard, so Ben saying, yeah, Richard's playing it. All right. So anyway, let's talk about Age of Wonders, because, I mean, that is where it's all... over the next day or so. I'm going to be, as I say, I'm going to be streaming this like probably an hour after I finish this stream. So we'll just go into the where we are now. I haven't looked at this, so let's have a look at this one. Let's play it full screen and let it play. Here we go. Yeah, so that's coming tomorrow, basically, in, what's that, 20 hours, 21 hours from now, is when that will be available. And it looks like it's going to be pretty cheap as well, which is great. So anyway, that's the launch trailer. So watch out for that one. As I say, I'll be streaming that one. I'm allowed to show it now. So the embargo has been lifted. So that's coming. It's just funny, when I was watching that, I'm thinking, why didn't they use more tribal drums? Like, they could have changed the drum from a standard drum kit to a more of a tribal type tom-tom type drum sound, which I think would have worked better for Primal Fury. I'll start the game up because I'm allowed to show it now. So I've sort of been under... It's very funny because I enjoy playing Age of Wonders an awful amount anyway, and haven't been able to play it because of the embargo that I've been under. See, I do follow embargoes, and yeah, they so Wolftooth saying goats can be built like Warhammer Beastmen. It seems, yes, they're more like that. I was sort of hoping that they're going to be almost a bit more satire-ish, like satires and stuff. Anyway, let's just go in and play it. I haven't tried... I've only been playing essentially with the new Primal, the Primal culture. But I'm actually looking more forward to playing with other factions away from the Primal, away from the new ones, but playing them as Primal, or from playing the Goat and the Wolf factions, but not Primal, if you know what I mean. So mixing it up a bit more, but I guess this week... in particular, you've got to show off both. So everyone's just going to be either doing wolves or goats, I would imagine, if they're showing off the game. So I'll go into a new game and just set one up. So as we sort of come back through, I'll go through the changes that are in here. Now, when you come into the realms, actually, sorry, if I just go back out, might as well start here. So, Primal Fury coming. That will be coming. Looks like it's going to be fairly cheap, which, as I say, I can't believe it's like the price is incredible value from what I've seen in the actual game. If we go to the Pantheon, there's new changes made to the Pantheon as well. Now, I can't remember exactly what was here before, but I think that all of this is new, at least. I don't know if any of this was new as well. Anyway, what we end up having is, in particular, we end up with a whole other different way, which is Druidic Terraformers, which unlocks Druidic Terraformations, which I'll just go across. And so, caretakers of the natural order, maintaining a careful, tended biome. So cities gain extra food, you get extra production if the city province contains forest, rocky or mountain. Sorry, that one you get it if you end up with more food if the city core province contains grasslands or fungus fields. You get plus 10 gold if the city core contains ashlands, and plus 10% mana if the city core province contains snow, ice or sand. So you've got different ways of, if you're playing Druidic Terraformers, of having like a base start for yourself. Terraforming spells cost less, and there's minus 20% less upkeep for elemental units. So you're much more elemental when you're playing this one. You start with an extra elemental unit as well, which is fairly big in the game. Like that's actually a good way to start because they're quite strong. It's only a low level one, but still, even so, it's still actually fairly good. So that's one little change you can then unlock in your Pantheon. I've left a few unlocks here so I can actually show it in recordings. So you know, I've sort of went and redeemed all my previous runs of the game. I sort of went right back actually to the launch of the game and just basically closed everything off and took whatever points I could to at least get a fair few points in through here. I have unlocked a few of these. I've unlocked, for example, the Stag mount as well. So this is all sort of new, different mounts. We've got Warhound mounts. You've got Tiger mounts. These are for heroes. Actually, are they for heroes? Actually, I can't remember now. I can't remember. And it's funny because I was only live streaming it 3 hours ago. I don't think it is. I think these may be for. I think you can actually now use these for your units. Anyway, we'll figure that one out. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure we can now use once you unlock these. Anyway, we won't do any unlocks right now. I will when we do the other thing. I'm not sure if any of these have changed. These are sort of like all the different extra things you can start to use for your item forge. So these are other things that are still unlocks as well. But we've still got a few other things over through here as well, different icons and stuff. It's a beautiful game. They've done such a good job. Anyway, let's go back in and get rid of the Pantheon. Start new game. So with the realms, what they have done is they've added a few extra things. Now, I don't particularly like what they've done here. Wild Water is the new Primal Fury preset for games. It's a tier 3 realm. The Storm Wreathed Isles, and you can see through there it's got islands, Primal Dispute, Peaceful Lands, Overgrown Realm, Low Population, and Hostile Seas. Now, the Primal Dispute and Hostile Seas are from the DLC. The others are, I think, have all been there before. If you play with the Hostile Sea, it changes the colour of the map and makes everything really, really dull. So I actually like the idea of that, except for Hostile Sea. So for me, when I play it now, I won't be playing with Hostile Sea. I'll be going in and editing that one out. It makes the map really dull, like really dull. So it's sort of not really something that's all that great. I mean, if we go and create a realm, I can show you the difference between them. In fact, if I go back out and just choose, I'll show you what I mean. I'll just get started with one and show you the difference. So if we use this one, we just go select. I'll just choose one of the other ones that I created earlier today, actually. So we'll just go across, just go next. This one defaults to one player, but you can have other players in there if you're wanting to.
Your journey starts here.
So Serena you fight against, and Nimue is a new one that's been added into the library of that they actually have. They've got a few other ones in through here as well, like Birchfoot the Hermit. I've been sort of creating a few of them. Yeah, Sephirin Plum is actually using a couple of, like one from the previous DLC as well as this new one as well. So the Caprine Druids, I've got a few of them that I've set up. Yep, so this is the Spirit Calling Goatkin, for example. So there's, I'll go through the actual creation because that's fairly good as well. But I set this one up earlier today. They look great. They look absolutely awesome. But I'll go through what these do when we get in there. I just want to show you the actual map. Traveling to the realm. Well, look how dark and dull it is. And that is not what I like about Age of Wonders. Now, there's a few other little things in through here as well, but see how dull it looks? And they've got different types of forest in through here as well, which is fine. But it's just really dark and dull. You know, like it's just a... it still looks good. This is now a new thing that you end up getting. This is like a Sylvan Wolf den. This one it goes... Sylvan Wolf is its spirit animal. I'm playing as... I'll go through the cultures in a minute. Anyway, I just wanted to show how dull that was. If we go back out, and I'll just quit out of that one. I'll just exit the game to the menu. I think it looks good for Halloween. There we go. Is this early access? This is a influencers version. You see down the bottom through there. So I've had this one for a couple of weeks. So I've just been playing little bits of it and just testing it. So if I just go back to new game again, and we'll just choose that again, but we'll now tweak it, and we'll now edit it and get rid of, unfortunately, hostile seas. I'll just go to none. So if we just, everything else is the same. So this one has got like a special scenario where Nimue and Serena. Nimue is a primal god in charge of the Goatkin, so she's also a primal Stormcrow Goatkin player against Serena, who is a elf, so a primal Sylvan Wolf elf. So they've got different types of primal starts. Again, part of this particular DLC. If we just go next.
Your journey starts
and
here.
we'll just go back and grab the same one again. I wasn't sure what was causing it until just earlier when I was live streaming it. I just wanted to try it. So select the faction and in we go. So we're going to the same realm except we don't have the storm seas. And there's two different types of forest. It starts off dark, but then it brightens right up as a comparison. So the problem for me is actually that Storm Sea is just too dark. Even though, look at the forest. The forests have got they've got different types of forest. We've got this sort of really autumn-looking forest, which, when you don't have that discoloration, looks great. But the discoloration from the Storm Seas is just too much. It sort of makes it just too dull. This is still nice and bright, and it looks very much like a typical Age of Wonders type game, which I like. Again, there's the totem that we end up going. Now we also went with the Sylvan Wolf totem because I wanted to sort of start off in the forest. But you can have all sorts of different starts. So that's that's one thing that I prefer to not play with the Storm Seas if it means having a nice bright map. And so I quite like the look of the aesthetics of this particular map. It's only subtle, but it makes a difference to me. So yeah, I think it's a tasting, says Wag. Like Age of Wonders 1 with all its broken units and unbalanced, but godly, powerful magic. Yeah. Sorry, I'm missing a lot of comments here. I'll just look for the @ChatTactic. So if you want to speak to me directly, just do an @ChatTactic, and then I should then see it. Hopefully, if I miss it, like if it scrolls off the screen, then just write it again. Anyway, let's continue on. Let's just go back out and exit the game. Exit to menu. I'll just kill off these. I've just been getting rid of these as I play. Delete the session. I've been trying to keep this fairly clean because I had so many. It took me ages. Like it took me an hour just to clean them all out. To get all the points. By the way, if you've played any length of time at all, don't just delete the session. Always resign first. Go in and resign, because you then may get more Pantheon points. So I've got 5 there just from doing that. Actually, I had 8. I've spent 3 just earlier before today. Anyway, let's go, and I think I had 12 actually. I spent 4 when I was just testing it out, and I wanted to keep a handful to show off how that then does work. Yeah, the first game of Age of Wonders was actually really quite exceptional. I think I much preferred Age of Wonders 2 with modding. That was really good. Age of Wonders 3 was great with modding. This one I haven't really felt a need to use mods. I am using some cosmetic mods, but that's all. So let's go in and set up a character group. So I'll just play with a like if we just go with custom. And through here, for example, we've got different sorts of things in through here. You've got custom realms, etc. Continents with Primal Dispute. So this was just one, I don't know when I set these ones up. Continents, Primal Dispute, Hostile Seas. That was, this is when I was testing things. I'm just going to delete those. But I'll just go through and actually create a custom realm. So I'll play like a 4 player. I'll just set it up for say 4 players at this stage. I'll go medium relative map size and normal difficulty, classic turns, customize the realm. And so there's not really a lot of changes in here except for, as we saw there before, the Primal Dispute, which is the dispute between Nimue and Serena. So the elves and the pan creatures, the Fae, essentially the Fae. So if I place that one back in there, we've got continents. Other things that come in, we can then start to chop and change things a little bit, but the inhabitants, there's nothing else that's special in here. But you can, for example, have like rampant flora, so living flora spills out across the realm. Plant units are common. That would probably be something that would be sort of fairly typical that you might sort of play in one of these sorts of goes in through here. It's got highlands, overgrown realm as well. So forest provinces are common, desert and Arctic provinces are rare. Maybe we'll go that way as well. Then you've got a few other things in through here. So there's now we've got the hostile seas again. This really, like, until they change the colours, I won't be playing that. One thing I love about Age of Wonders is I feel energized when I play it, but I don't when I play with that on it. It sort of loses its I don't know, its charm for me, but that's just me. So, but that's something that I do sort of have. We've got regenerating infestations. Okay, so beasts and monsters never cease nesting in this realm. Infestations emerge in occupied provinces every 10 turns. Let's throw that one on as well. What else can we do? There's nothing much else in here that is. I know they've added more stuff in just in general. Like I can't even think of what they actually are. Ruined realm. Free cities are rare. City ruins are common. Let's throw that in. So we can set up whatever you want for your actual game. And of course you've got the different sorts of things. Now they did bring one, I think, in for the waters. I don't know if that was there before. I don't think there's anything extra that's really been brought in. A big one. Just find a foresty one, that'll do. Okay, so we'll just go next.
Your journey.
So the other things that have now come through, of course, we've got like new library creatures that have come through with Serena as well, but we can't play this scenario and choose Serena. If we go to custom, and I'll just go and create a new faction. So create a faction in through here. So we have 2 new physical forms. Goatkin, which is pretty cool. I've got to say, I really do like this one a lot. So Wag is in saying, have you had time to try the Necromancer changes? No, I haven't actually. And Sizzle's saying, I quite like regenerating infestations. Yeah, that should be good fun. Actually, there was a question there about Millennia. Is not Dad's a type of game, is it? It is actually, it is. Now, I've been... I'm not sure when I'm allowed to show Millennia. I've actually got it. I've had it for a long time. I've got the beta version, and I was talking with Paradox late last week about when I can expect to sort of get that one. I will be covering Millennia, and I want to cover it fairly well, to be honest, because even though it's not the typical type of game I play with eras, I will actually, I'm going to make an exception for that game because the eras do look interesting, and it looks like they've actually improved things a lot since I first played the beta. So I'm in the beta. That's the version of the game I do actually have is the beta version, and I was told not to even, like I was told that basically there was a big update coming which came over the weekend. So I do actually have the most up-to-date version to get used to, because I said, oh, when should I start looking at the game to get used to it before I start recording? And they did sort of say that the version over the weekend was probably one that was going to be a good one to sort of get kicking in with. So yeah, Millennia will be coming, but I'm not sure when I'm allowed to sort of show that one. So so that one, yeah, is pretty cool. Anyway, you got the goatkin. You also have the fox. Sorry, not the fox. You got the wolfkin as well. These don't look as wolfy as I would like. They look more fox-like, but they're lupine. So they've got the they do actually have the fox. We've got a few extra traits now as well. So these are the two Primal Fury groups. These now, again, I can't remember exactly which ones. Most of these are going to be available for every single game, except for a few of the mounts. So the elephant mounts are like only with Primal Fury, and the mammoth mounts are only with Primal Fury as well. One thing I really like about this is that they've now set things up to allow, like, first of all, the point system is really a big thing. That's been in there for a little while now. But what they also have is with these other mounts they've got, if I go back and reset, yeah, okay, just open it up this way. So with the so by having these sorts of things, we don't have to. We can now really tweak exactly what's going to happen with these type of units. Like, for example, because of the release of Primal Fury, you're sort of obligated to show the primal aspect, but you don't have to. Like, we could go with wolves that do all sorts of crazy things, if we wanted to. I know that you can go too crazy, but in this case, like, Pack Tactics is a new one that's been brought in for the wolves, and so this one allows them to gain the Pack Hunter passive ability, which allows them, if I can get across there. This one here is attacks deal 20% damage per friendly unit adjacent to the target. And so these ones, when they're next to targets, are going to do much more damage, which means that you want a high melee group for using the Pack Tactics. And so it's not really suitable for use with range type attacks or magic attacks. This is much more like it's not even. Primal Fury, I don't think it really sort of even suits Primal Fury, to be honest, like the primal culture, but it's still there. So I think most people are going to be playing Goatkin, I think, when they're showing the game off, but I am looking forward to playing this one as another faction, as a different type of faction. There was, and then you've had the other one that this one came through with was, where was it? I forget where it was. 5 points. It was a 3-pointer. It was a 3-pointer, this one. Athletics. So this is a new one as well, I think. I can't remember this one being in the game. So this gives you 40 movement. So again, the Pack Tactics with this one is a default for using the lupine, but you then have other. You can still mix and match whatever you want. So I'll just go and cancel that. So that's what they end up having, is the athletics, which is 3 points, and the Pack Tactics. And so again, I don't think that the actual base, these would be better suited for some of the other type of groups rather than going in with primal group. The Goatkin, though, have got, again, new stuff that's coming in for them as well. So they've actually got herbivore. So units can consume plants in order to heal and strengthen themselves. And so they have the consume flora ability, which is fairly cool as well. This one does allow them, depending on the terrain that they're fighting in, to actually be able to make use of what's around them. These have also come in with Hardy. They've got more hit points. And again, depending on how you want to play the game, you may want to sort of get rid of Hardy and bring something else in. And they also have Tough, so they have +2 defense. So I think that these two here would make sense to move these out and do something different, depending on how you want to play them. I'll build a Goatkin. These seem to be... Wolf just saying, obviously, lupine is my new favourite form. But the Pack Tactics is good. Like, it actually really is quite good. So there's a lot of good stuff that they're bringing in, and they're bringing in other things as well. Like this, you really can chop and change. I'm actually, even though I'm going to be probably streaming, playing as one of these two, and playing with the primal just to show it off, ultimately, I've got to say, I'm actually more looking forward to, even, I hate to say it, but even putting halflings in and making them into Fey units rather than halfling units. So there'd still be halflings, but you could, there's an argument to use these. I think that this is, I'll show you what I mean. Like if we go and change the traits and change these, so we'll just get rid of what they actually have. So we can still use some of what the traits that they had. Like elusive is a good one, I think. Gains +4 defense and resistance against retaliation attacks. That makes sense. So we'll swap that one in. And so we'll make this in. We'll make this one work with the new primal group. Sharp eyes, +1 vision range and sensing range. That sort of also would make sense with this one here. What else have they got? Even herbivore would actually sort of work for this. That's another 2. Still got 1 more point left, haven't we? Yeah, should get rid of herbivore. What else have we got? Quick reflexes. Useful for approaching enemy range units. 25% hit. That would make sense as well. So we could go that way. Maybe we get rid of the sharp eyes. And just that way we've got another 2 that we can then bring in. So if you don't want tenacious or anything like that, but we've got defensive tactics, overwhelm. No, that's not going to work. Mount masters. Additional units become cavalry. So, okay, incompatible traits. Mounted units are more common. Like even that. Not sure what other mounts we can actually then use. But if we were just, and I haven't tried this, I'm just doing this off the cuff. But if we confirm that as our starting point, I'll just do it with this. So indulge me. I'm using halflings. Surely that's got to be worth something. Go select. And so we've got this new primal group. And so this is sort of like the halflings now associated as a feudal group. We've still got the high groups and all these other different sorts of things as well. The barbarians. So we've got extra mounts on the different units in through this other side. But if we go to primal, we now actually still have, like these are more sort of smallish creatures that we actually ended up having. When you pick the new primal trait, and this is what I mean, like these are looking very, very much like Fey units rather than halflings, which I really quite like the idea of. Even though they're halflings in the sense of what we've done, they still feel Fey, and I quite like the idea of that. So we can go with something. For example, these are storm crows, which gives them more of a magic. So this is nature for primal. You then have to have a primal animal that then goes with them. And I think for them, the best one would either be the sylvan wolf or the storm crow. Let's just go storm crow as an example. And notice how the shields change and the overall look of them changes. Like as I go through each one of these, it actually changes the overall look. If I go into sylvan wolf, they end up with wolf skins on top of them. Just go to storm crow back in through there. Just go. We'll just go and select that one. So storm crow will be okay. And so with the overall, actually we've just got to choose something in through here. So if we're going with Fey, gifted casters maybe. Let's just go that way. I won't spend too much time with this one. Fabled hunters potentially as well. Maybe not. Talented collectors, actually druidic terraformers. We'll go that way, which was one of the new ones. So we've gone with 2 astral and is it astral affinity? Yeah, that's astral affinity and 2 nature affinity. So we've just gone that way. So we'll just go select.
Choose your first tome.
And again, we've got like there's new tomes in here, but not so much down in this area. Tome of Roots. Go back around. Yeah, this is a necromancy. I haven't played necromancy for a long time. Where's the arrows? Yeah, probably the evoker would be the better one in here, but we could still go nature if we wanted to as well. Where's the rest of the nature ones? Yeah, let's select that one. And then we just go for a champion, for example, in here. So we can start to sort of really make the look of them quite different. You know, like this is, so this one is looking very, very different from your typical halfling. If you go back into the actual race itself, and also, by the way, they have tweaked this now, made it a bit more interesting. So it's now split by the actual affinity, so you can sort of go in and choose, choose whatever you want as your sort of as your symbol, which is cool. Now the mount types. Now I did actually unlock the stags, so they can be riding the stags into battle, which is, again, that's an unlock, which is really quite cool. So I really quite like the idea of this, to be honest. I can't wait to play it. It's so weird to say that, to say basically that that I'm really looking forward to playing the halflings in this fashion, more so than I am the goatkin or the lupinkin. But I feel like I'm obligated to play the others. I'll still finish this one off though. Physique, we'll make them so that they're quite thin. We'll make them the arm length a bit shorter, the leg length tiny. The skin color's okay. Army color is okay. Hair color. How's it going to work? Green's a bit much. It's a bit too much there. It's a bit too dark. I'll just go with one of these. That'll be okay. You hardly notice it. Skin decorations, I'll just keep them back the way they were, I think. Actually, skin color, maybe make them a little bit darker than what they were. Okay, that'll do. And yeah, so that's the race, and then the ruler himself. So again, depending on what he comes through with, and I think that green hue is coming from what's behind him. This is where I have put in that I think that what the default when you first come in should be pose number 1, which shows you the actual what they come in with. So Stormcrow, see how it's coming in with feathers? So the Stormcrow comes in with feathers, which is pretty cool. So these are the mounts that these guys are going to then have. So this is really a fey look and things to it. It's it looks awesome. And again, we can go either male or female through there. The physique, just make him fairly small. Arm length, a bit short. Leg length, again, just nice and short. The skin color, just choose the same one that we chose for the other ones, which I think was this one here. Skin decorations, we've got different sorts of things that then go on it as well. I don't mind that actually. The head, now we're just going to get rid of the where is it? We get rid of the helmet. Just leave that one off for a second so we can sort of then work on it. Now I think there's horns that he can actually have on him, on his face. Yeah, see, that's looking very, very fey-like, like the way that he actually looks there. That looks pretty cool. Like, it doesn't look halfling at all. Like, it's it looks very, very good. But there's more that we actually then have access to. Yeah, there's some horns. So he comes in with his actual, like, with very much fey-looking style of halfling. See, this for me is I can't wait to play these halflings. Finally, we have halflings that are worth playing. So some of these have been unlocked, but I'm pretty sure the horns are just part of the DLC. And I quite like the look of that. Like that's actually a pretty cool looking character as a tribal character. Depending on what he also has as well, like it's as we sort of come back up the top. The greenness here, I think that is actually that may be the hair. If we go back into the race, it's different again there. It's the colours. Somehow that's the colour of the ruler that's actually affecting the overall look. I don't know why. Yeah, we'll just go that way. That'll do. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time with this, but it's a lot you can do. I'm now sort of wanting to set this thing up as something that's going to be, yeah, something that sort of is going to work as a saved one. So with the ruler, just keep all those in there, I think. But I quite like the look of him. And then if we go right up to the top, this is why I like to have pose 1 as the actual pose, because you can at least see what they've got. So as you start to come through, some of these are unlocked through the Pantheon. But you do actually have now the staff of whatever the creature is that you've got. So Staff of the Stormcrow is going to then give us a warding defense. So this is actually the way that this character should sort of be brought in, rather than actually having the mount. So we do have the other mounts, but anyway, that would be sort of like the default for this character, which I really quite like. So so I'll just go and select that one. I will keep these. So these are not just halflings. So Spirit Warden, you've got Spirit Warden and Exalted Shaman. I think we'll call it, actually I'll call it Spirit Warden, that's okay. These are halfling primals, Regain Leafwood. I'll keep those in, I don't mind that one. Let's just re-roll the bottom one. The Wild Heartlings, that actually sounds pretty cool. Just go onward. Travelling to the realm. So Cat's in saying, poor Elijah Wood now, he has horns. He does indeed. So Wolf 2-3, remember when Daz said he had hopes that halflings wouldn't be in Age of Wonders 4? I know, but don't these look good? Don't these look great? Like it really is very, very... this works for me. This really does work for me. Got Ancestral Harmony and Healing Roots. And we can conjure Primal Crows as well, because of the start that we actually had. So we've got a few starting magics in through there. And so look, without having that rough seas makes this one so much nicer to actually use. So anyway, it's very, very nice what they've done with this, I've got to say. Very, very impressed. So what do we end up getting? We end up getting a Lesser Storm Spirit in this case. We've got a Primal Data, then we've got the Protectors and an Animist as well. So we've got a few different units now that are riding these stags. But I think that this, as a Fey type unit, it doesn't feel like halflings at all. Like it feels very, very thematic the way it does actually work. So I really quite like the look of this. But anyway, I do want to show that. There will be another totem. Maybe that's it there, I think. Let's have a quick look and see. Actually, I can do that with this. Yeah, that's our totem, the Stormcrow Den. And so if we get this one, if we can actually get this inside our territory, we end up with a Stormcrow Temple, which will give us +5 mana. And what it'll do is it'll then change the terrain around us to grasslands, one province per turn. So we end up with more grasslands if we go with the crows. So each of them has got like a different way of sort of accessing things. So all of this stuff will ultimately end up disappearing slowly over time and just become more and more grassland. So there's that sort of basic terraforming in the game as well. It's just nice what they've done, you know. Like it's, just say I'm very impressed. Just open the hero screen. So the spider hatchling bell, summon a random tier 1 spider, just lasts for 3 turns. Just confirm. So just place that one in there. Close. But I love it. I really like the look of it. You know, like that's really quite cool. But I was saying, Daz, can you briefly summarise what this DLC adds to the game mechanically, aside from new races? Well, it does add this new primal culture, which is fairly big. The overall, just the updates themselves, like the free update version that's going to come out at the same time, does add a lot of other aspects. It's probably the best way is for us to actually not keep on playing this. There is actually more tomes, by the way, as well. Where are the tomes listed? Oh, we can't. I don't think we get to see them yet. Oh, yes, we can. Show the tome library. So we end up with a couple of extra tomes. Which one is it? It's not Scrying, I don't think. No, that's old. I forget which ones they are. No, that's been there before, I'm pretty sure. You do have these other things now to summon in different spirits. So some of these have been tweaked a little bit as well, just to allow. I think that's been there before. Yes, so you got different spirits and things which are now new as well. No, that was old. That one. Tome of Roots, Tome of Beasts, Evolution, Tome of Glades. That was there before. Fey Mists is new. So we've got this one as well. So you've got like different sorts of summoned mistlings, so little creatures. Again, would sort of suit the one that we've actually got. Staves of Mist, back through this other side as well, support units. So different things in that one. Then you've got the Tome of the Stormborn, back in through this other side, which is a nature astral. And this one here gives you the Naga form, which is new. So you now actually have a major race transformation. And so this one gives you fast movement, amphibious, slip away, immunity to being electrified. You get +2 blight resistance and +2 lightning resistance. Mounted units lose their mounts, unfortunately. So we wouldn't want to wanting to use that if we were choosing this little halfling group. So so this one here is a pretty cool one to be able to get that one. Stormport, what's that? I haven't looked at this really. City structure, so it gets +12 mana. For each Stormport built in your empire, you gain +4 mana, +3 gold. Requires a coastal province improvement in order to build it. Okay, so that's actually a city structure. Lightning storm, downpour, different things. I guess Stormbringer. So there's a whole lot of different types. There's so much in it. There's so much that's been added in. Like it's Home of Paradise. Was that there before? I don't remember that one being there, but I think it was. I think this was here before. I can't remember now. It's sort of funny because there's been so many changes that have come into the game. Like it's really cool what they've done. Like it's the Tome of Stormborn is a tier 4, so you do have to sort of aim for that one if you're going to be bringing in the Nagas. We wouldn't be wanting to do that with the current one that we actually have. Just close that one. But that's I'll just exit out of the game. But I quite like the idea of that. Like rather than just using the goatkin or the wolf style, even just going back to these other forms and then remaking something like this where we're using the halfling chassis but handling it in a different way, I think is really quite cool. So a Fatal Paper Cut saying Fey Mists and Stormborn are the 2 new ones. Yes. So Explorminate, hi Rob, is saying I wish there was a cap on armies. It's starting to feel like the end game becoming a little bit unmanageable with all the armies. I don't know. I sort of I don't mind it personally. It hasn't really bothered me. Just trying to think when I do get to the end game. Yeah, it hasn't really bothered me, I've got to say, because you still got your choke points, which are your cities. Like your objectives are your objectives. And to be honest, I don't tend to have many more than about, say, 5 or 6 armies ultimately anyway. By the time the game ends, my games typically end around about turn 100 or so, turn 100, 120, somewhere in there. So there's not usually that many armies around the place. DLC tomes have icons next to them. So I'm not okay. Did they? I didn't even notice that one. If we just go back and have a look, resume. I didn't even look for that. I should have, shouldn't I? Where was it? It was down here, wasn't it? Not seeing it there, but you are seeing it. Where? Where are they showing up? Am I missing this? Let's just go to the other one that we know about, Stormborn. I'm not seeing the indicator. Nope, not seeing it there. Okay, so Sithil saying losing mounts is both a boon and a bane. Okay, so Wolf just saying, Daz, the forum's latest dev diary has an extensive list of changes. Oh, okay, let's have a look at that one. Would that be on Steam now as well? Let's just get out of here, and we'll exit the game. Have a look on Steam. I did actually. I'll have a quick look and see what they got. Now do they have? Go to news. Everything you need to know about Primal Fury. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's have a read of this. Now stick around. After this, we're going to be doing the marble run, the all-new marble run, and with the giveaway, Road Redemption. So we've had a look at the release trailer. We started off by looking at that one through there. And the free Wolf update is the other thing that's coming as well. And that's even if you don't get the DLC. And to be honest, at the price that this DLC is coming at, why would you not get it? To be honest, I'm like, I shouldn't say that, because I know it's up to everyone's own perspective as to whether it's of any value. But I can't believe, if it's only $10 US, I can't believe that for what they're bringing into it. So read the dev journals, read the foot. Actually, that's going to be worth watching. We might just open that one up. Streams as well. So there's a heap of people. Unfortunately, I'm not on the inner circle enough to be able to have early access other than one day ahead. I need to somehow work hard on Paradox so I can get in and do some early access stuff. But I think because I don't cover all their games, it's sort of I'm not really on the inner circle, on the inner sanctum. I miss out on all that stuff, which is a shame, because this is such an important game for my channel. Explorment saying it's been overruled. Yeah, I think I noticed a few other people disagreeing with that. I think the game works, to be honest, because you still need to have like a stack of it. You need 3 powerful, and then you need to still have 2 more stacks coming in behind it just to supplement what you're doing. You need like a 5 stack to be able to go on a full to go fully invading things. For me it's fine, I think. Yeah. So now where are we up to? I'm not seeing much information about it, to be honest. Oh, this is the same one that I've just opened up, I think. So this is the free update. So new feature, bounties. So in the Golem update, we added the war coordination system for vassal cities. And this update, we've brought similar functionality for coordinating attacks with other rulers in the form of bounties. So bounties are ruler-created quests that can be offered in exchange for a reward. Any non-hostile rulers may choose to accept your bounty. The ruler then completes the objective within a given time frame, will receive the reward and complete the bounty. Wow, that's big. That's a big one. Bounties can be made and managed in the quest overview. Bounties can target cities and victory structures that are viable for other rulers and offer a reward for achieving the bounty. So multiple rulers may accept the bounty, but only the ruler that completes it will receive the reward. AI rulers can post bounties for completion. Accepting these will add them to your quest tracker, and completing them will see you earn the reward. So the other players, if you're friendly with them, you can actually go and do their missions as well. AI rulers that accept bounties will send messages giving updates on how their attacks are going. That's actually pretty big, I've got to say. I didn't even know that was coming. I hadn't sort of seen that. New content, this is the one that I had actually, I was not sure as to which ones were new and which ones weren't. As well as adding new content to the Pantheon system, we've done a big pass on the tech, flow and gameplay aspects. The main goal of this update is to make ascended rulers feel more special by granting them a special trait when they complete a realm and allowing them to keep their racial transformation. Wow. We've also added logic for an ascended ruler to remember the tomes they collected during the game, so that the AI can pick the same tomes again if it takes control of them. That's cool. So the AI is going to get stronger because it's going to be learning from the human player. That's actually big. This is all the free stuff. Ruler management. Once a custom ruler ascends, they will now be moved into the Pantheon and out of the custom rulers list. Okay, I noticed that actually even with the setup. I noticed it without realising that it was actually new. A new tab featuring all the Pantheon rulers is now visible. Yep, the Pantheon rulers can now be edited, and campaign rulers, which are not manually edited, will immediately update to the latest settings. That's good. That's actually important. I know that was, again, because they've made so many changes to the way that things actually work. Experiment saying we got in early and I'm just unable to create content this time. Even our review will be late. Yeah, it's sort of one of these things, like I haven't prepared any content ahead of time because I'm deciding I'm going to start off just with like a big live stream, which will be in about an hour's time, a bit over an hour's time. and then I'm just going to be playing for maybe 4 hours or 5 hours or something, however long I can play. Because I think I'm finding that's actually a good way for me to be able to show stuff without to try to put it into a half-hour video. I just can't do it. It ends up being boring videos because there's just too much to cover. So I think by playing the game for an extended period is better for people. I'm not sure about that. I should actually ask you guys as to whether you prefer the shorter videos. I'm thinking actually probably a short video, typically a short video followed by a live stream followed by more short content. The way I'm thinking of doing it. Also, I'm trying to minimize the number of videos I put out that are a Let's Play series, for the simple reason that YouTube punishes you for doing that. So that's why I'm thinking I'm going to be doing more Let's Plays when I do a Let's Play series. I'm going to be more live streaming them, so I end up with like big hour blocks, and see if that works better just in terms of the algorithm. The algorithm's a pain in the ass. God, it shits me off. It's so hard. Anyway, Ascension, added 26 new Ascension traits. That's okay. Got transformations, Conquering Realm. You've researched. We've seen that one before. New Pantheon content. So we've got these. That's saying they're the Druidic Terraformers. That must be part of the update, not part of the DLC. Actually, that would make more sense. I don't think there's any DLC stuff actually in there anyway. Yeah, and they've got all these different mount vegetables. So I've unlocked a lot of these. Okay, added 8 new events for Pantheon Godier that can join the player as hero. So 2 new alignment-based events and 6 affinity-based events. Increase the rarity of Pantheon hero events. Actually, I've got to say this update is exceptional. Like, there's stuff in here that I thought was actually part of the DLC. Don't bother getting the DLC, guys. Just use the update. No, the DLC is amazing as well. Hero overhaul, hero recruitment. So when looking at how the hero cap works, we become unhappy with how it's interacting with acquiring new cities. Yeah, this is actually big. This is really big, guys. The hero cap is no longer tied to the cities. This is massive. We become unhappy with how it interacted with acquiring new cities. Since getting more cities and getting more heroes were both very strong strategic approaches, having them intrinsically linked by saying that each city grants an extra hero was making the game meta very narrow, since simply grabbing as many cities as possible was the only viable approach, which then stopped what they had with it, where they had another thing you could unlock, which was the there was one where it was destruction, where you had to destroy cities. The new system disconnects heroes from cities, allowing you to spend Imperium to speed up acquiring more. This means players must choose between using Imperium to have lots of cities or lots of heroes, rather than getting them both. This is big. This is a big change. Alongside these changes comes a new interaction between heroes that are part of the same stack. We felt that multi-hero stack armies, this is great as well. They've made so many great changes. So we felt that multi-stack hero armies were undermining the core idea of the game. But this sort of actually gets back to what Rob was saying, I think, to a degree, or maybe it's the opposite of what Rob was saying, to be honest. It is going to mean more armies. So we felt that multi-hero stacks were undermining the core idea of the game by reducing the importance of normal units in armies. To try and counter this, we've added a penalty that stacks the more heroes are within a single army. So we've added a penalty here. So the more you stack your heroes, the worse off you become. The hero cap now increases only over time instead of being linked to the number of cities. The first hero cap happens in 10 turns. Subsequent increase takes 5 turns longer. So the hero cap can be instantly increased in the hero overview screen by spending Imperium. You can no longer recruit heroes beyond the hero cap. That's cool. This is really cool. When integrating a free city, their ruler will no longer be given directly. Instead, the ruler will become recruitable for free in the recruitment screen. That's great as well. Existing save games will automatically upgrade to the new system. Okay, so I haven't... I've got rid of all my save games, to be honest, with this one. I wanted a completely fresh start. So... added leadership clash to all heroes and rulers. This reduces the morale and XP gain for heroes if more than one hero is in an army. So this is actually this is big as well. This stops you, or it punishes you from having multiple heroes in a stack, because there's the conflict over leadership. So And like ultimately, I always used to try to split them out anyway. But it's particularly in the early part of the game, you used to get in as many heroes as you could into a stack because they were the most powerful fighters. Not anymore. Not anymore. Now, this is a necromancy overhaul. God, there's a lot of changes, isn't there? My tents, you all are saying, I want more heroes. Well, you sort of now have to use your Imperium to get them, which is interesting. So the base game's version of Necromancy wasn't quite where we wanted it to be in terms of player experience. In too many respects, it felt like all the other styles of magic and wasn't really hitting the goal of making you feel like the master of an ever-growing army of the dead. To address this, we've been doing some major reworking of the Necromancy tomes, giving them a focus of spending souls to directly reanimate the enemies you slay as skeletons under your command. Using an early game piece of research, you can start bringing back normal racial units of skeletons with the type of skeleton you raise based on the unit that you slayed. So instead of just having a bunch of skeletons with pikes, you can now have skeletons with swords and shields, bows, and even skeletal mages. Later on, you can start raising more powerful creatures as bone horrors and bone dragons too. This sounds so awesome, so awesome. They've made it, and I haven't played, like, to be honest, I played enough to get a feel for the changes I thought were coming. I had no idea that all this stuff was coming. This is incredible. So we've made a raft of other changes as well to smooth out the experience and boost the power level of the tomes, which many felt were lacking when compared to the other tome lines. General lowered the soul gain per kill from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually good. Souls were one of those weird things that were hard to use at the start, and then they accelerated towards the end. I would actually almost prefer, actually no, the lowering it, yeah, that still would work, I think. I mean, it means that the start's still going to be hard for a necromancer, but ultimately it means you're not going to be able to rattle away with things. Yeah, that'll be okay. Soul rewards on kills are now granted during combat instead of allowing you to spend souls and spells immediately. That's cool. Soulbound now also causes a unit to have 30% chance to transform into a decaying zombie under your control until the end of combat when it dies. And constructing skeletons no longer comes with any necromancy tome. Instead, you can now use the 3 new reanimation skills to raise undead units after combat. So post-combat raising. So researching the appropriate reanimation skill allows you to raise fallen units as undead. After combat, you're presented with a list of units that can be raised. Any amount of them can be selected provided you have the souls. Okay, I'll skim past all that. When killing racial units of any tier, 15 souls requires skeleton reanimation. You will always gain a tier 1 skeleton that costs 15 souls, but depending on what role was of the unit that was killed, you can raise one of 4 different types of skeletons as follows. A shield, like a shield fighter hero unit, a polearm unit, an archer, or a battle mage. That's cool. So if it's a battle mage or support, you can get that one. Range skirmish, you get the archer. Polearm, you get the polearm or shock. Yeah, okay. That makes perfect sense. That's going to be great. When killing non-racial units, so a tier 3 to 4, tier 3 bone horror, 50 souls, requires bone horror reanimation, and tier 5, tier 4 bone dragon, 100 souls. Great. Tome updates. So there's a lot of updates in here. I won't go through all those because I think there's going to be a heap of them, as you can sort of see coming back through, and beyond just the necromancy ones as well, I think. So quality of life updates, added random realm trait, yeah, that was good as well. Added new free city upgrades. Free city will now start making use of tome units in the late game. That's good. Added dismantle province operations. It's now possible to dismantle a city's provinces. This is something that people have wanted since launch, basically. If you want to switch their territory to cover a different area, only provinces on the edge of a city are eligible for dismantling. So you can now go and get a province and actually switch it for something else. That's big. That is, particularly when you take over another city and then you're stuck with whatever they've got. That's actually really great. That's going to allow micromanagement, which sounds bad, but it's actually going to be good. Added enchantment and transformation visual toggles. So we've added functionality to the spellbook to let you hide the visual effects of unit enchantments. This drove me nuts. I hated that. And this means that you can have better control of what your race looks like when you take multiple overlapping transformations and enchantments. It also means you can take a transformation for its mechanical effect without needing to have its visual update your forces, which is what I prefer. I don't like how dramatic the change is, I haven't played with this. For technical reasons, transformations that give you wings, Angel Eyes and Demonkin, or replace your legs, Naga transformations cannot be disabled. This is great. God, this is just from an immersion factor. I'm really liking the idea of this one. Faction creation improvements. We've added the option to explicitly specify a name of your faction starting city, as well as rewrite the faction's biography. I didn't realise that actually, even though we just did it. Also, to reduce some confusion, it's now possible to override an existing faction when you edit it. Previously, had only the option to save your edited faction as a new one. Yeah, that's cool. Again, that's great because I did notice that again without I noticed it and thought. I thought at the time when I was testing things, I was editing things just to check things out. And when I was testing it a couple of weeks ago, and I was finding that was happening, and I knew it was different, but consciously I wasn't actually putting it all together. AI updates. We've made a bunch of AI user interface improvements as well. So added a realm overview so you can see the traits and settings your realm has active. Added a combat overview so you can see the overview of what units are still alive during manual combat. Updated the combat history to a side panel that remains open while you play. This is all good stuff. I'm going to have to test all this. I'll be back in about like at the half past in about an hour and a bit's time. We'll have a look at all this again in all its glory. So that's big. That is big. That's bigger than the DLC to a degree. Like it's funny. Like Distant Worlds is like what it's bringing in for it just had a big update. But the stuff that's coming in the open beta is bigger than the update itself, and this is bigger than as big as the DLC. Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome stuff in there. Like that is really really great. I'm so can't wait to play this now. Yeah, the chosen. Sizzle saying the chosen destroyers had a mechanic that let them get more heroes despite having only one city. Yes, yeah. So so this is saying I like the new hero mechanic with not stacking them. Yes, I think it's a good idea. And my sense you all are saying I always use 2 heroes per army. Maybe not anymore. So ZXM is saying I prefer to having a heavy hero stack versus running around with 5 stacks. I've always split them up because I've always gone with support units, or down that support tree, because I like to have them giving experience to all the units. It's not going to affect my gameplay that much, to be honest. So can't wait to see how the AI deals with this. I've played starts of games with this. I haven't played deep into it with my testing, so I've just been testing little things, but I haven't checked to see what the AI does. ZXM saying that kills my whole play style, as I usually conquer the whole realm with my one multi-hero attacking stack. The rest just defend. No, not anymore. So Noble Tourist saying, yeah, Triumph's update game has been absolute A tier since 81 to 3. Yes, yeah, and like you look at the Planetfall updates as well. God, they were just they were game changing every time they brought one out, and this is no exception. This is absolutely incredible. They also added some new infusions for the item forge. Yes, there's a few things that you can unlock. We saw that before. Anyway, guys, I think we might stop what we're doing here, and we'll go and play a marble run. So let's just leave that there. But that's great. This is coming out tomorrow, 20 hours time. You'll be able to then go and grab it, and it looks like it's going to be cheap at $10. But the Wolf update itself is worth it. So even if you don't get the DLC, the base game is unbelievably good. Right, let's go in. We'll get Nightbot set up. Now we've got a Road Redemption is the game that we've got as a giveaway. So I'll just log in. And I'm glad I checked the Marble Run today before I came in. I wanted to set up the new scoring system, which we've now done. So if you missed the start, we now actually do have a new scoring system, and that does have. The new scoring system is actually now it should make the games more interesting because we've now got up to 20 points, etc. So we'll go through that when we start to play. Anyway, what we're going to do to do this one is for the giveaway, I'm going to go to keyword. So to be part of the Marble Run, you just need to do road. Just type the word road in, and then it will actually then get it. No halfling size marble, please, says Michael. So Noble saying, I still remember when Age of Wonders 3 got the AI update, and suddenly the neutral tier 1 spiders and wisps with their teleporting and stunning were the most dangerous foes in the entire game. There's always is something that happens in Age of Wonders where there's an exploit that comes across. They do stomp them out. So I try not to look for the exploits, to be honest, because I know that if I did a video on it, like in 2 months' time, it's not going to be viable anymore. So I try to just play immersively, which I quite like. I'll get Marble Run started, and I'll get everything else set up as well. I think I've got everything ready to go. Yep, that's ready to go. We'll just get rid of the names. I hope it remembers where these are. Just see where I've got it located. That's okay. I'm just going to fill up my water. I'll be right back. What I should do with them, just thinking what I should do with a Marble Run is probably actually have the Nightbot playing for a large portion of the actual session. I can actually pin a chat thing at the top for what name to pop in there, and that way when we come to the Marble Run, we're just going straight into it and just playing it. So we're not actually, so we don't have to sort of like, you know, do a bit of a collection at the back end there. And that way, if anyone who has to leave, at least they're still going to be in it. I don't know how I then tell them that they won, because that's the other thing too. Like it works fairly. Like the only way I've really got of getting contact with you guys is through email or Discord, but I can't do whispers like you can in Twitch. So I can't actually I can't give you what is required. So my neighbours must be doing some work out the side there. It's funny, it's only gone 6 a.m. here. It's pretty early. So I'll just wait for a few more to come through. That should be enough, I think. So what have we got? We've got 30. Okay, this is. I'm glad I made 50 as the limits for what we have. So I'll just go and grab these. Still got more coming in. Set rent save you in there. Nope, there we go. 32. Okay, I'll just wait. I'll just give you a little bit more. It's easier for me to just get the list from here. What's the bins? The bins are being picked up. Okay, ZXM saying you should mark down the most deadly tracks and use them more often. It's funny, you know, like funny you say that, because with the new way that they've done it, that you can see the deadly tracks, but I don't know if it's accurate. Yeah, but you're right. It would be fun. It would be fun. I noticed that there was, because you've also got user-made tracks. So anyway, I'll just grab this list. So we've got 32. Just copy across. Just bear with me. I wish this was made for, for the game. If we just go Control C, edit, replace. Where is it? Find, replace. Oh, there we go. It's all. Just go replace all. All right. John Layla was the last one that we had. John's in there. 32 is the number. Just do a save there. Get Marble Run set up. So Gratian saying your sacrifice of getting up at 3 a.m. for us USA people is appreciated. I actually get up about 1 a.m. to be honest. It's sort of, which isn't good to be honest. I really should try to sleep, but I just can't sleep. When I wake up, I just start thinking about stuff I could be doing. If I go somewhere else where I don't have a computer, I'm okay. I can sleep, for ages, but just when I'm at home, it's just I just can't. I just don't sleep. So now this is a whole new look to it. Just to quickly go through back to the hub when we go back into our local system. So the ChatTactic system, just to quickly just go through a bit of a summary. We now have up to 50 that can then be played. Back and through here. Sorry, Chond is added in as well. I'll throw you in there. Yeah, so I'll just go and grab you. If anyone else wants to get in as well, I will close it off fairly soon. Just make sure you're not there. No, you're not. Oops. Damn it. I pressed Control C just as I got in there. I'll do that again. All right, so 33. The price is an all-paid trip to visit Daz in Oz. Not from me, it's not. Okay, so yeah, we're interesting. I think Daz prefers having the internet between his fans and his person. Anyway, we've got 33. Okay, that's it. So we'll close it off now. So we'll save that one. But anyway, this is where the points are. So we've essentially we start off with now 20 points. And if you come 10th, you get 10 points. So there is a booby prize at the back there for those of you that getting to the 10th place may sort of be a surprise, come from behind victory with what we actually have with this one. Let's go back across. Let's go back to play. Now to set it up, this is weird, but I have to do it this way. I have to go into race, which is a one-off race, and we need to use custom names. We're going to add the names. I'm going to clear that one, open, and it does remember where it is, which is good. Okay, so 33, finish. So ridiculous, have you in there? No, you're not. Okay, I'll throw you in. So we'll just grab your name. Okay, so that's it. We're now going to close it off. So it's 34, finish. Now we go back to play. So it's a bit convoluted the way it sort of does work. Grand Prix. Play 4 maps. Yeah, so there is actually a I think the percentage is the death percentage, and I've noticed that when you look at the community maps, it gets sorted by elimination. I think that's the elimination settings. I don't know about playing these though. I just don't know what these are like. So I could actually do that. I think I'll just go back to standard. I think I'll just play it this way for now. It was 34, wasn't it? Yeah, it's 34 bots in there. Anyway, let's play the quick GP with bots. So 34. Good luck, guys. Good luck. Here we go. So whoever wins, if they can just contact me. So everyone's actually in there. It's ready to go. We'll get started. So who's going to be the first one out? Looks like Connie No Reed is first one out, I think. Can't see what the next one goes to shows. Chond backing through that one. Max Rebo. Lucia on the other side. What's this going to do? It's going to sort a few people out. They're all making it. No one's missing out just yet. Oh, there's a ghost one that's just gone through. Okay, Thor is out in the front. Lucia now coming second. Back in around. No one's fallen off just yet. No one's fallen off. This will be a bit more interesting. Here they come. So Thor's made it. Everyone's making it so far. Better watch what happens here, because I think we'll have a few fall off this way as well. There goes Thor, and... Okay, so Thor, 20 points for Thor. Actually, yeah, we're losing a lot now at the back end there. It's all 0 points for everyone who does lose. Sticky Wicket's got another 10 points there, so as good as coming in third place. So we've got Thor, Lucia, Ghost of Shows. These are all the point scorers all the way down to level 10. After that one, we do have a few more little points for 11 and 12. And Voodoo Dog's still making his way through. Slowly coming through. Is he stuck? I think he may be stuck. He's stuck. Come on, come on, come on. When's it going to finish for us? This could take a while, actually. I don't know. I can't do anything about this. How do we end the race? Oh, there's a timer at the top there. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. It must be starting now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the end of it. So that's the only way it did it. All right, so Thor, this is all a brand new look to the game, actually, which is cool. So there's one win. That looks nice, I've got to say. Just press escape and final result. So there's the actual, that's the limitations. Anyone who finishes the race will end up with a, it's the did not finishers end up with 0, but pretty much anyone else gets 1 point. So if you have a look at the Grand Prix, there's your points: 20, 15, 12, 10, 2 10s because whoever came in 10th also gets 10 points as well. 8 down through there as well. So that sort of worked out fairly well. Next one, next race, next map. That's Bongo Boogie. This is Cosmic Chaos. Sounds like we're going to do a lot in through here. ZXM saying do over. Right, let's see what happens in through here. So we'll start. Yeah, I really just want to get underneath here to see who's the first one through. I'm not going to really be able to pick it for a little while. Okay, they're starting to come in down towards the bottom now. Here they come. Here they come. Who's going to be the first one out? That looks pretty interesting. Your Legit Spoon, Sorbacol, Ulrich, we've got Connie. Yeah, we've got a fair few now coming back through. Splits up into different ways. See where they come through in through here. No one's falling off yet, which is fine. We haven't got to the chaotic bit yet though. So it looks like Bubo's out in front. Yeah, Bubo, Sorbacol, Ulrich again. And this is where it's going to get sorted. Yeah, Sorbacol, actually Ulrich's now. Oh, Michael straight through. Oh, Michael's dropped and is probably going to not make it. Let's just go back into the front through here because there's a lot going on here. So we're still, now who have we got in front? Yeah, Hugh David has now dropped off. So Bubo coming back through this other side. Goes to show, oh, Bubo's been stuck. Goes to show's taking the lead. Serenity now coming through. Michael Druss has now fallen off as well. So no points for you guys. If you fall off, there's no points. It's a bit more involved now with this the scoring system. Gratian out in front. We've got Blue Wolverine, Voodoo Dog, Bubo coming back through. Lucia, Ulrich, Max Rebo coming back through this other system. These are just speed humps. They're not going to pop you off the off. I don't think these don't go up very fast, so that's just going to slow you down. Who's going to be the first one through? Looks like Lucia's out in front. Can you navigate past these? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And Lucia's the first one in. So Lucia followed by Blue Wolverine. No, Voodoo Dog, Bubo, then Blue Wolverine. So fourth place. Whoever gets 10th at the moment, it's John Layla gets another 10 points as well. So there's all the other points. Everyone else is now coming back through. No one else has fallen off. Ben's coming last of the finishers at least. Hi Skiddick, how you going? So there we go. Finally coming through. Now 30 seconds before the map closes. So it no longer has that chase down effect. It just ends after a certain amount of time. God, couldn't make it easy any more difficult, could it? There we go. Lucia is the winner. Congratulations. We'll have a look at the final results here. So that's the results. We go back to the ChatTactic numbers. We've got those in through there for the wins. And we go back to the Grand Prix. Wow. So Lucia has got the win plus a second place. So there's Lucia's way out in front. This is actually really, really cool. Now, the record is 3 first place and a third place. So Lucy's on track. If you can get 2 more wins to be the all-time best winner of the game. So Thor is coming. We've got another second in through there. Ghost of Show is on 18 with a 12 and a 6. Voodoo Dog on 15. Where's the other? The 20 is there from the other win. And is anyone still on 0? No. Okay, everyone's got points. I'm sort of disappointed with that, actually. I was hoping that there'd be someone would end up with absolutely nothing. Let's keep on going. So this is Lapsland. Yeah, that was a good finish. It's going to be hard even to chase that one down, actually, from Lucia. This is actually going around laps. So down they go. I'll just press like the third place. And we'll just sort of watch what actually happens. I don't think anyone's going to fall off. It's just literally laps. So this is Dave's out in front. Others are all coming through. Reed has just got, Renter Rossi, sorry, has just gone in front. Joseph has now hit the lead. Let's just get second place. Yeah, everyone's now sort of zipping on past. Joseph's still out in front. Hugh David now out in front. Sorbicol goes to show. This is a pretty cool little map, actually. I mean, we don't have people sort of lose. Hugh David way out in front. Here comes the others. There's one lap. Yeah, so everyone's now on the second lap. Need to complete 3 laps, but Hugh David is miles out in front of the others. Let's go back to second and just sort of see how far we're going. Just watch the others as they try to catch up. So following John. Hugh David still miles out in front there. Joseph clearly in second place. Someone needs a good run to be able to catch him. Okay, this is the last lap. Will they catch him? This little group. The breakaway group. It'd be cool if it was like bike racing, actually, with where you got speed by just being in with the pack. It's a cool game, this, actually. Oh, Hugh David is slowing down. Here comes Joseph. I think Joseph is going to take the lead here. This is really tight. Let's just go a bit further up. Yeah, he has. Joseph's now taken the lead. Hugh David's now come in second, but he's back in the pack. Oh no, he's taken the lead again. And Miguel Ramos is now taking it. It's just around this corner. Here's the finish line. I think Hugh's going to win it. Wow, what a finish. What a finish. There we go. So Hugh David coming first. Blackpool Punk Events second. ZXM third. Miguel Ramos fourth. Garatian seventh. Now, is any of the winners? There's Thor down with eighth and John Layla 10th. The John Layla with the big numbers and through there. So the winner is Hugh David. There we go. Congratulations. Final result. Let's go to the Grand Prix. So Lucia was on 35 points. So still out in front because of the first and the second, but only got 1 point that time. So we've got 36 points. 25 for Thor with the finishing the 8th. Hugh David got 20 now, the 1 point as well. So and then we've got John Layla, both got two 10-point finishes. Blackpool Punk Events is 15 plus 4. So yeah, there's our leaderboard at this stage. Okay, last map. I think that Lucia is like someone's going to need to win. Like as in someone at the top is going to need to win it. So Lucia has to do poorly. If Lucia finishes probably in the first 3 or 4, there's not going to be anything that can then happen. It's another laps race. Yeah, this will be, again, interesting. So we'll watch where Lucia actually ends up being. So the others are, oh wow, this is only tiny. Let's just go back and see sort of who's at the front here. There goes Thor again. So Thor actually is in a chance. It does have a chance to do a, actually no, he's now way back. Legit Spoon. Oh, Thor's back out in front again. They're already on second lap. This is going to be a tiny little race. Where's Lucia? Not seeing Lucia, but it's really anyone's race. Let's watch the finish line here. Who's going to come around? Legit Spoon. Now Lucia's there. If Lucia gets 10th, he's got it 1. Here comes the others. So Legit Spoon is first. Wow, that was a close finish. So I didn't get to see what the others were, but that was a tiny little race. I didn't like that one actually. So we've got Legit Spoon has won it. So congratulations. Now, where do we end up on the leaders board? We can just finish the race. We can always come back and have a look at it. So I think what we'll do is we'll finish the Grand Prix, and then we'll have a look at the actual scores that actually then come back through. Okay. Coming in third place is Max Rebo. Okay, so well done on getting third. Thor, I thought Thor could have had a chance of actually getting the first place, but yeah, Lucia way out in front, I think. It was a bit too simple that last race, I agree with you. Well done, Lucia. What'll get you to do? Actually, 42 points. That was pretty close. At the end of the race there, that was pretty damn close. with the actual points. So Thor did actually do well, but not quite well enough. Now, actually, if Thor had won it, I think Thor came in second that one, which is 5 points difference between first and second. If we just go back to the main menu, I think I can actually still pick this one up. I think we can see it. I'm hoping we can. Will it show us? Maybe it won't. Oh, that's a podium again. Oh no, that's now got different ones in there. That's from before. Oh, this is when we played on. I did a test on Twitch when it was actually live. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, Lucia, that's well done. I was hoping to sort of see. I won't do that again in future. I'll just show the full list and then we'll just have the presentation afterwards. Because unfortunately, I can't go back to show you where you all came. Anyway, that was pretty cool. I like that new point system. I think that one works pretty well. We should get a few more close finishes. Lucia, if you could please email me at daz@daztactic, I'll just put it in here.com. I can then send you the prize of the Road Redemption game. So yeah, just make contact and that'd be great. It was close in the end. It was actually only, like, if you had came in first, and I think you came in second in that last one. Unfortunately, we can't analyse it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be back in about an hour's time to then do an extended stream of the new content for Age of Wonders 4. There's a lot to cover. I've almost prefer to play like that halfling group, but I won't. I might show it off again though. I'll certainly go through the changes, but I'll be back, as I say, and then we'll just play for probably about 4 hours. I think 4 or 5 hours. We'll sort of see how we go. Anyway, I'll catch you guys then if you're around. Thanks for watching.